Good evening, everybody. Hello and welcome to Part 3. That's right. Tonight, it's Part 3 of my reaction to the Quartering documentary by Joon the King. And tonight, we're going to get down and dirty in it because tonight we are getting to modern times. You know, the first stream was major backstory. The second stream was the beginnings of the Quartering up until around 2022. Tonight, we get into the real meat of it. We get into the modern dirt. What's been going on in the last several years, which I'm sure most people are aware of. I am not. That's why it'll be more interesting for me to dive into the more modern topics, right? Welcome to DSP Reacts, everyone. I hope that you have been enjoying this return to reacting in the last week or so, right? It's been interesting, to say the least, to come back to it and to see if I could get an audience for it and to see if people would be engaged in it. And I would say it's doing all right. It's certainly not knocking down doors and going crazy. You know what I mean? It's not a barn burner, but at the same time, I do think that there is an audience for it. People who like seeing my reactions to hot topics and pertinent things. And we've had good attendance. We've had some pretty good support. So it continues, okay? Good stuff. There you go. Tone to Bone with our first contribution of the night. He's doing a blatant advertisement in chat. I'm not going to read that out, but thanks for $2, Tone to Bone. Thanks for our first super chat of the night. I appreciate that. Okay. I hope my allergies don't bother me tonight. I'm going to be talking a lot, obviously. And because of that, hopefully I'm not having issues. Earlier today, pollen counts were sky high, and I did not take a pill today, an allergy pill. I should have. Should have taken a Zyrtec, and I didn't, but hopefully it won't affect us tonight. Tone Bone with the second super chat. Thank you, Tone Bone. Okay. Good evening, Rebel Yeller. How are you? Triple A asks, how's the Steam controller? Well, I used it on a game earlier today that, quite frankly, didn't really utilize it much. You know, I'm playing this new narrative-based horror game, Directive 8020 from Supermassive Games, and, you know, was I using the touchpad? Just a little bit, not much. The game doesn't really utilize it, and there's not much to do besides just walk around and click things. So because of that, I can't really tell you, hey, it controls well or anything. I think tomorrow, when I play Mouse PI for Hire, that will definitely be a better test to the controller. And actually, the big test will be Friday. I'm going to be playing old school fighting games for my Friday Night Fight stream. Now, that will put it to the test to see if I can do inputs and stuff with it. Like, if I can do shoryukens and spinning pile drivers and charge moves with the touchpad, then it's got to be good. So we'll have to see then. How's everyone tonight? I know it's early. We have about 20 or so minutes to kill and hopefully build up attendance before we begin with part 3 of the react. I've got everything already ready here and ready to go. Here it is. Here's the video right where we had left off. But obviously, we're going to hang out for a bit, see what you guys want to chat about, and try to build up some attendance before that. What's up, Willow? Good evening. How you doing, man? Do a roll call? I mean, we have very low attendance right now, to be honest with you. Like, we have Minecraft Beans, Robert Wilson, Mises, Miga, Reverse, Toned Bone, Traditional Couch, Robert, I already said Robert, Rebel Yeller, Mia, Mr. Magoo's Eye Doctor just showed up, and hello, oh no, not him again. Michael's here, too. On the kick side, we got Willow, Pollux, Aloof Liberty, Spoons, and Eddie Chill, and maybe one or two others, but not a ton. You know, that's why we're trying to build up attendance here, hopefully. The thing is, last time, we started slow, and then, boom, all of a sudden, attendance, like, got better over the stream, so hopefully that'll continue. Yeah, not many people got banned earlier on Kick. It was a lot of timeouts and not many bans. Only, like, maybe 5 people got banned on Kick who were just idiots. DSP #1 fan with a $2 super chat says, do you worry about earthquakes in Washington? No. I don't. It may happen someday, but I'm not too worried about it. Thanks for $2. What did they do? So I was playing Directive 8020 earlier. Now listen, it's a narrative-based game. It's slow-paced because it's building a suspenseful horror plot, and there's not a lot of action, right? It's a lot of clicking, reading, interacting, doing dialogue choices. All right? Everyone knew that going into it. The YouTube side was very quiet. A lot of people were very quiet, not really talking. The Kick side, they all started spamming the thumbs down emo. And I literally put up with it for like 90 straight minutes. And then I was like, all right, guys, so you did it. I get it. You don't like this kind of game. Come back tonight when we do the react, or come back tomorrow when I'm playing more action-based games. You'll like it more. And some people didn't listen. I said, all right, so now just so you know, I'm going to start timing people out. If they continue to spam, it's been almost 2 hours now where normal people can't talk in the chat. They still didn't listen, so I ended up timing out like 30, 40 people, no lie. And then finally, they stopped doing it, except for just a few who kept going, and then they got banned. But for the most part, people stopped after that. So, very good. You're an uncle? Well, good for you, Resident Evil. I don't know why you're telling me that, but good for you. Mises, thank you for a $2 super chat. I appreciate that. Oh, so I don't know if they're going to be here tonight or not. They probably, I would assume they're not going to. Frank's Gym actually gave a very generous $30 tip at the end of the first stream, but he did it as the stream was going offline, so I couldn't count it towards the stream. But I want to say thank you to Frank's Gym. I don't know if he'll see this, but I will give him a special thank you the next time I see him in chat, because that was very nice of him to drop a tip at the end of the last stream, but the stream was already going offline. The Ellipsian Program did a $2 super chat and says, do you have the endurance to lie with 9 partners a week? I lie to a lot more than 9 people a week. I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, like verbally lie, just tell very big lies all the time in front of hundreds and thousands of people. Didn't you know that? Or did you mean a different kind of lie? Thank you for $2. I mean, pretty much everything I say is a lie. You all know this, right? Absolute 100% lies, and nothing but lies out of this mouth. In fact, I think for the most part, mostly anything I've said in my life has been a lie, right? Everything. You're better off asking, what things have you said truthfully? Then I could maybe narrow it down, okay? So, tonight, we're going to react for another 2 hours. We'll start in about 15 minutes or so. And by the end of tonight, if we stay on pace for how much we've been moving, likely there will be enough for one more stream. So tonight, once again, if we have a good stream, good attendance, good engagement, good support, and everyone is liking the momentum and wants me to keep going, then we will continue, and the finale of this react will be Thursday night. Okay, so let's see how it goes tonight. Let's see. Again, it's been good. In fact, to be honest with you, the second stream that we did better than the first. So maybe we just needed to build some momentum or something. I don't know. But the second stream we did a couple nights ago actually did better than the first one last week. So let's see how it does tonight. Attendance, engagement, and support. Okay. Yes, I did hear that Harada is starting a new studio with SNK. I don't know what they're going to do, because SNK already makes fighting games, so I can't imagine what they're going to be doing over there. Tonebone, thanks for another super chat. I appreciate that. Another $2. Isn't this epic music right now? That's it. This is the King's Club. Everyone get on the floor and start busting a move immediately. Or else you'll be banned. You'll be spurned from the club. My guards will have charge in and start poking you with lances and swords. Get down there and dance. That's not true at all, Pinky. Today it was warmer outside. However, it was cloudy for a lot of the day, and my air conditioner has been on blast all day, so the climate in here is excellent. The climate will be excellent. Unless it gets like over 100 degrees outside, this air conditioner is good at handling it. Is there really? Reverse says tonight we're going to finally be getting to the coffee brand. All right. Coffee brand. Sounds interesting to me. You guys have mentioned it as a meme in my chat for many years. Tonight we'll learn all about it. I really don't know anything about it. Do I worry about my job being taken by AI? Absolutely not. There is only one DSP. No one could ever replicate my level of absolute positive ad-libs. You fill in the final word. There you go. DSP number one fan did a $2 super chat, says, if you were a cat, would you befriend Jasper Kitty? Yes. Or no. Actually, to be truthful, probably not. Reason being, like I said, Jasper is the kind of cat or creature, if you want to call him animal, he does not like other animals. He actually legit doesn't like them. If he sees one, he freaks out. So, he probably wouldn't like to be befriended by another cat. You know what I'm saying? And Mises just did a $2 super chat. Says, can we get coffee brand coffee on DSP Tries It? It's funny because people asked me about that in the past, and I was like, how would that be a good DSP Tries It? I'm just tasting a cup of coffee. There's not much to it, right? There's not much to show off or anything. By the way, apparently the leaderboard broke because 2 of you super chatted, and even though your super chats went through before, now they didn't. So I guess the leaderboard literally just broke. I don't know why. I'll shout out any contributions that come in from the YouTube side. But the leaderboard, those last 2 didn't show up for some reason. I don't know why. Someone tipped $2 and said, are you excited for the eventual data center that will hit your town? I mean, this is the new thing going on right now. The next, hot internet conspiracy meme is that data centers are rolling out nationwide to your town to take all the water and electricity away. I mean, if they did a data center here, people would probably be upset because, I'm right near, like, Amazon. I'm right near Microsoft. I'm right near places that actually already suck up a lot of electricity and need it. I think I might be safe just because Jeff Bezos might be like, yeah, no, I have enough clout to say you're not putting a data center here next to my Amazon, fulfillment center empire. I don't think so. So, I don't know, but I guess we'll see. Thanks for $2, anonymous tipper. Now, see what I mean? Now this one showed up, so I guess the leaderboard was erroring out for a minute. Oh, no, not him again with the $2 super chat. Says, I finally saw MK2 and I wasn't disappointed at all. I'm glad to hear that. I'm actually hearing good things about it. It seems like people actually like the Mortal Kombat 2 movie, saying that it is very much like a video game, and it's very entertaining in that regard. Like, it's meant to be taken that way, and it's done well. So I'm actually interested in seeing it now. When it is available for, on-demand viewing, I'll probably rent it. Flatman B, how are you tonight? Thank you for $2. And he says, what's up, everyone? Jesus bless you. He says he'll be right back. Thank you, Flatman, for 2. Appreciate you guys' early support of the React. Thank you. Got about roughly 10 more minutes. We'll build up more attendance before we begin. And then we'll react for about 2 hours. What's up, SD Chargers? How are you? He says he hasn't been here since a RimWorld stream. Yeah, it's true. You know, we took a break from RimWorld. We're going to go back to it later this year. I'm sure we will. Okay. Let's see. Am I against seeing a movie in theaters? It would take a lot to get me to go back to a movie theater at this point. Like, it would have to be a movie that's confirmed to be great, that I know I'm going to like. I don't know. Like, I just don't see the point when I can easily watch a movie at home with great visuals, decent sound, you know, and I pay, you know, a few bucks to do it rather than having to actually go physically to the theater and pay insane amounts of money for the ticket and the concessions and then sit there and hear all these idiots, you know, not being quiet and not paying attention to the movie and ruining the experience that you just paid a bunch of money for. I just don't see the point. You know what I mean? I really don't. I don't see why I would want to go to the theater unless it's a giant blockbuster movie I actually want to see, and there hasn't been one in quite some time. Katarina, thank you for $1 super chat. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Can we see the Mega Man animation again? What do you mean? The one on the frame? It'll play randomly by itself. Oh, wait, no, it's not, because now I'm doing my current games animations. Do you want me to go back to the classic animations? Because I have 3 sets. One for the podcast, one that's classic gaming, and one that's the current games I'm playing. Would you like the classic animations back? Okay. Plus, that's the one that has the Dunsfelter emote in it now. That's right. Okay. Well, there you go. What's the last movie I watched? Well, Mozzie, you asked. You get your answer. Exit 8. I just watched the Exit 8 movie, and if you remember, we played Exit 8 back, what was it, in the fall? And they made a movie of it, and the movie is very good. The movie is very entertaining. I actually really liked it. And the thing is, I don't really want to spoil it because it's different from the game, but the same as well. Basically, they took the idea of the game and completely expanded upon it without ever ruining the game. And I think that the Exit 8 movie is incredibly well done and entertaining. I really liked it. SD Charger says he got quoted $16,000 for a new central air conditioner. Now I get why you wouldn't want to get one installed. Oh, no, I want to get one installed. I just don't have $16,000 available lying around right now. You know what I mean? Now, let me ask you this, SD Chargers. Was that quote including completely redoing all the ductwork in your house so it would work? Because that's also what I need done. I'm not only just buying the central air unit, I have to redo all the ducts in my house to properly distribute and capture the air so that it would stay cold. Because I was told my house was not built for central air, so I'd have to do that extra step on top, and that's what's kind of the killing thing for it. For me, it would probably be 20, 30 grand because of that, which sucks. Lambo Calrissian, 500 kicks. He says, DSP is the king who cared. Well, there you go. Thank you to Lambo. I appreciate that. Thanks for 500 kicks. That's $5 of support tonight. Thank you, thank you. I also have received a $5 tip. Oh, okay. Someone is saying that someone is a troll and get rid of them. You got it. Thank you for the anonymous $5 tip. Here you go. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. And thanks for the heads up. Suki also just did 100 kicks. Thank you to Suki. So we got the $5 anonymous tip, and then Suki with the 100 kicks. Thank you guys for that. Thank you, thank you. Wow, SE Charger says, no, that's just replacing the existing old central air unit. Dude, ductwork would have been, yeah, see? Crazy, huh? It's very expensive. So, something that I might eventually do. But the thing is, too, you have to understand how significant that work would be. That would put me out. Like, they'd have to be digging in my walls, so I can't work. Like, the days that they would be doing that, I literally lose work. So that's another consideration, too, you know? Stepdad, thank you so much for our first gifted sub of the night. Let's get that on the leaderboard. Thank you so much, Stepdad. Very much appreciated. Roy, you are welcome. It's there, huh? He's thanking me for putting the fan art up on the waiting screen, and he thinks it looks awesome. Thank you for it. I appreciate it. Thank you for telling me, because I didn't know that I hadn't gotten it. And also, I didn't even know that people had been sending me messages on X for the last month, because X changed the way that messages are sorted. So I saw no actual DMs on X for a month. Here I am thinking, oh, I guess, you know, nothing's going on. No, I have a million X DMs that I've never looked at. So I guess I'll have to go through those at some point later this week, because obviously I'm not going to have time now, but that's pretty crazy. Oh, really? SD Charger saying it would be a fast job. The ductwork, too, though? See, that's what I would be worried about, the ductwork. They'd have to rip all the old ducts out of my walls, get in the walls, put in new ducts, then install the AC, then test it, you know? Sewer Rat, how are you? Look at that dancing Sewer Rat over on Kick. How you doing, man? Nice rat jam. Rebel Yeller says there's more LTG Sora slop. Would I react to it? Ugh. Here's what I want to do. Let's get through this react today, and if it goes well tonight, we'll finish it Thursday night. When that ends, we can decide, is this something you guys are enjoying? Is there projects you want to see me react to? I'm sure there's tons of crap out there. We used to do this regularly. I used to do a major show of this once a week, and we canceled the show when the interest was gone. So it might simply be finding the right things to react to, but I feel like if we do it too often, no one's going to care. It's not going to feel special if I'm doing it all the time, right? So let's try to figure this out. Let's try to figure this out together. I'm sorry. Did I say your name was Suki? It's Suku. I'm sorry, Suku. I misread your name. I know your name is Suku. I don't know why I said that. My fault. Thanks for the super chat. Or for the kicks. Yes, it is. Oh, no, not him again. The fan art was there. I saw it. I literally saw it. It's there. It's between the earlier slides. I think it's like remember it says like 18 years of DSP or whatever. It's right around there. I saw it in there. You know, the problem is it's hard to see because I have so many slides that it's in there with a ton, but it did play. I got yours and I got Roy's, so no worries there. I appreciate both of you submitting the fan art. Mozzie says maybe put together a poll of popular stories to react to and everyone would vote. Well, this is the thing. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what you guys want me to react to. Obviously, this is considered a drama react. Do you want more of this? Do you want me to react to different topics? Maybe not drama, but long-form stories. You know, the visual novel is a humongous thing right now on YouTube to react to. People love visual novels. So I could react to something like that. Not visual novel, excuse me. Video essay is what I meant to say. Video essay, not visual novel. The video essay is a humongous thing on YouTube that everyone's making, and they're very popular. Maybe you want to see me react to those. You let me know. All right, but let's get through this week. Again, let's see if tonight goes well, if Thursday goes well. If it does and people want more, I'm willing to give you more, but I need to know what people want. Okay, it's just about time to start, guys. So get ready because we're going to begin in a moment. Grab a drink, snack. If you need to go pee right now, go use the restroom because I'm going to get set up here and we're going to begin, okay? All right. Here we go. Okay. This is where we left off, everybody. Are we ready to begin? Thanks for the early support, everyone. Really appreciated to get that support before we've even begun. I definitely am grateful for that. So, just as I said the last 2 times that we did this, okay? Super long documentary. We all knew it was going to take many streams to get through it. I'm okay with that. As long as you guys enjoy the content, I'll keep putting it out. As long as you show up, engage, and support. Right now, attendance is meh. Hopefully, we get more. Engagement is good. Support is, you know, a good start. So let's see how tonight goes and go from there. And again, we get through tonight and it's good. I'll finish this on Thursday. We finish it on Thursday and it's good. We'll talk about the future. Okay? All right, folks, we're back. Here we are, right where we left off. If you remember, last time around, we talked about the quartering becoming the quartering. How his channel completely diversified from Magic the Gathering, became a Culture Wars rage bait channel where he would purposefully be doing this kind of content to piss people off. He would get into arguments with certain people. He would completely, you know, basically kind of almost stalk and haze people like Brie Larson to get that rage bait going. He would get into arguments on social media. This one guy actually like hit him in real life as a result, right? And he also seemed to frequently get on stream either incredibly tired or inebriated and tell stories about things like his infamous piss story and more. That's pretty embarrassing. But ultimately, where we left it last time, the last thing that we noted, right, was he is mentioning that at this point of his life, he's completely burnt out. This is 2022. He's completely burnt out. He's completely overworked. And basically, he's not really enjoying his life anymore. He's even seeing it affect like his personal life, like his marriage and stuff. And what I said, the final thoughts we had a couple nights ago is, why is Jeremy in this situation? It's because he's always pushed himself into this overworked situation where it's like, he's not just satisfied doing one thing, he wants to do the next and the next. So here's the next Kickstarter, the next GoFundMe, the next Patreon project, the next is pledge to this, give me money for this, give me money for this. And he would always get all the money. And then he would have to do the projects. And then next thing you know, the guy's massively overworked. Now, the other thing is he's mentioning he's a millionaire. He's got planes. He has planes. Okay? If you have a plane, you would hope that you're doing enough things that, you know, you can support it and that you're not completely killing yourself to have a plane. But apparently he is. Like, he's just constantly on the internet running projects, grifting to make money for them. And now he's basically affluent, but he's killing himself doing it. And that was 2022. Okay? All right, ready? Continuing on, the Joon the King documentary, from where we left off. I don't know what this is going to be, but I remember we paused here. So let's see.
It's been 3 years since Jeremy initially told the Walmart story, yet it was still in circulation.
The Walmart piss story, if you remember correctly.
Now evolving to where creators were breaking down his choices in depth with diagrams to prove the inefficiency in his choices. In April, there was yet another Twitter rant on the topic of balding and soiling himself. In the midst of this mockery, Jeremy was making plans to create something that could sustain him outside of YouTube. With a history of failed websites, he was investing into something material. He was investing into the coffee brand Coffee.
Oh, wow. This is funny because people were saying, this is what we're going to get into tonight. It's literally where we are. Wow. So this is, I've heard about this so many times. People have come into my chat and said, did you ever try Coffee brand coffee? Would you try Coffee brand coffee? What do you think of Coffee brand coffee? I'm like, what the hell is Coffee brand coffee? What are you talking about? And then people would say, oh, that's the Quarterings coffee that he sells online. I'm like, I don't know if I would get it. Does he even sell K-cups? You know. And the thing is, do I drink coffee? Yes, I do. I do. I usually have 2 cups of coffee a day, sometimes 3. Depends on the day. I love coffee. I drink it black. I don't necessarily drink the coffee for its flavor. I drink it for its effects. So could I review Coffee brand coffee? I mean, yeah, I could buy a box of it, I guess, if he does K-cups. And I could drink them and tell you what I think. But I would never do like a DSP tries it taste testing episode. I think that would be incredibly boring. Me here sipping coffees and telling you what's better or worse. I think that would be stupid. So that's why I've never done it. Okay.
creation. Coffee brand coffee was formally announced in a video titled "My Coffee Company is Under Attack." Jeremy clarifies in the video that
hold on. I just realized the volume's way too loud. Let me fix that. Okay.
the title was clickbait and a marketing ploy to
That's better. Okay.
bring attention to his newest project. Jeremy would heavily promote this coffee, to the point that there are, at this moment, approximately 1,000 videos on his channel talking about or mentioning coffee brand coffee by name.
So basically, he plugged it in every video moving forward. I mean, if you were to start your own actual company, right, of something like this, obviously, if you already have another thing that's successful, you would probably want to have that cross over. You know what I think? I think I would. Why not? I have the avenue to advertise it. This is probably going to be my customer base. So, makes sense to me. You know what I mean? It makes sense to me. But I guess a lot of people have issue with it, thinking it's another grift, right?
June 8th, infamous political commentator Tim Pool was swatted. Jeremy viewed this as an opportunity for promotion. He spent $100 in chat tying the high stress of his swatting.
This is a high-stress moment, likely a great moment to brew up a delicious cup of coffee brand coffee. If the stress is getting you, perhaps one of our new teas will calm you. Maybe a velvety cup of coffee brand coffee cocoa. Man, now here's the thing. What a double-edged thing this is, right? You're getting swatted. All right. Now, when I got swatted in 2015, it was scary because at that point, law enforcement didn't even really understand what a swatting was. Luckily, when I moved here in 2014, I called my local police department to let them know this could possibly happen. And then a year later, it did. So they were kind of prepared. They already had it on record that this could happen. So when they came to check out the situation, they didn't necessarily say, okay, oh my God, this is so serious. They were prepared, but they were like, it's probably fake. All right. Other people have been swatted since, obviously, in the last 11 years. It's become a more common thing. It shouldn't be. It's heinous. Someone is literally trying to hurt you because there is a chance that law enforcement may accidentally think something's going on and actually take action. And now that's heinous for them, for you, for everyone involved. It should never happen. This is not a prank. It's not a joke. Okay? So imagine you're being swatted. Now, you got to take this situation utterly seriously. This is not a joke. And while you're being swatted and, evacuating your recording space, someone sends you $100 and is advertising their product on your stream. Now, on the one hand, you could say, that's incredibly heinous. He's taking advantage because everyone's now going to tune into Tim Pool's stream to see this guy get swatted because it's happening live. So this is insane advertisement right now. But you could also argue, well, he sent him $100. So basically, he paid for the ad read. He paid for the product placement. But here's the problem. I think he didn't ask for it. He didn't check with Tim Pool and be like, hey, is it okay if I send you $100 and I advertise my coffee with you? Because maybe Tim Pool doesn't like advertisement on his streams. I don't want anyone advertising their products or streams on my stream. It's against my rules. It always has been. I don't care if you pay me. I'm not going to do it anyway. Okay? So in this case, this is kind of messed up because you could say, he's taking advantage of a serious situation that could be really bad for the person involved to advertise his product. And his justification is probably, well, I paid him. Yeah, but he didn't say it was okay. And you're taking advantage of a heinous situation, right? Like, now, because you know what's going to happen. People are going to say, oh, the quartering swatted him. Because the quartering swatted the guy. Now he puts his ad on there. Now everyone sees it. Tens of thousands of people that normally wouldn't have seen it, right? It's dumb. It's just not very smart to do.
Of the stress-relieving teas or cocos he offers. Jeremy was also swatted later that night. As for the donation,
Now, why do you think he was swatted later that night?
on Twitter, Pimp Master Yoda 1 made a comment in jest, asking if Jeremy gave the officers free coffee. Jeremy was none too pleased, citing the aggression and or lack of critical thinking of the police officers.
So wait, listen to this. No, here's why. I supposedly murdered my wife. The cops were sitting in my driveway when dispatch called me. My fucking wife answered the phone. They should have stood down at that moment, not handcuffed me and make me lay in the wet grass and scared the shit out of my wife. So, here's the truth. I wonder if this is the first time he's ever been swatted, which maybe it is. Did he warn his local law enforcement that something like this was becoming more rampant on the internet and it could happen? At the moment I moved out here to Washington State in 2014, I called my local PD and I told them, I'm a streamer. This is starting to happen more increasingly. I think it may happen to me. I want you to know this is going to be likely a prank, even though it shouldn't be. And then when they got the call, yes, they came in with all the people and the SWAT team, but they actually kind of expected it to be fake. And they were careful, but they treated it as such. They didn't cuff me. They didn't throw me to the ground or anything like that. They just asked myself and my ex to leave, and they just stood next to us in the street, checked the house, said, okay, it's all nonsense, and they just rolled out and left. It wasn't even like it was a 5-minute conversation with them about, okay, do you know anyone who would have done this? I have trolls all over the world. I have no idea who did it. Okay, that's all we can do. Bye. And that was it. That was the end of it. So this, to me, sounds like his local PD had no idea this kind of thing ever happens. They didn't, you know what I'm saying? This was what, 2022? At this point, 7 years removed from mine, and it is way more common. I'm just going to say this. Anyone out there who is an internet live streamer who gets any kind of notoriety or any kind of infamy, if you get into internet feuds with people or people don't like you, do yourself and your local PD the favor, call them and say, listen, I'm not trying to start any problems, but I want to let you know I'm an internet creator and streamer. There's people that this has happened to a ton across the country. I just want to let you know, likely if someone calls, it's fake. That way you got the heads up. That way they don't come full steam ahead, knocking down doors, breaking knees, thinking that they're trying to save someone's life. Okay? Sounds like he didn't do that, and that's why this happened. Or maybe it was an overzealous cop. We don't know. Okay.
As for the coffee brand Coffee, Jeremy wanted something uncomplicated, which is why he named the coffee brand Coffee. Coffee brand coffee was being sold as apolitical, though he constantly...
So here's the truth. When you name something to be so... Like, I understand when he calls it coffee brand coffee. It's two things. Number one, it's quick to abbreviate, right? CBC, coffee brand coffee. It's hard to forget. Coffee brand coffee. It catches. It's you know. But the problem with the name, even though it could be seen as a joke and people will remember it, actually it's the opposite. It's too generic. It's way too generic. Coffee brand coffee. People are gonna think, like, what is that brand? It's a real brand? I don't even know. You know what I'm saying? That's like soda brand soda. Toothpaste brand toothpaste. Would you go to the store to look for that? You wouldn't even know it exists. It's way too generic to be catchy or catch on. He could have called it Bearded Man Coffee, and his logo could have been his beard, and it would have been way more catchy and it would have been way more popular. But when you say coffee brand coffee, it's so generic, you'll never figure out what it is. Can you imagine just someone going online searching for coffee brand coffee? What would come up? What do you think actually does come up if you search for coffee brand coffee? Now I'm curious. It does come up. It is the first thing that comes up, right? That's him. Or is it? Coffee brand coffee. Coffee brand. Yeah, it's the same. Is it? Yeah, that's it. So it does work. It does work. Jeremy's Club. It is the first thing that comes up in search. So, but I just think to me it's not catchy enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just too. Oh, multiple people just said that's sponsored. So he's paying for that to come up first in chat. Is that true? Oh. He paid for that. If he didn't pay for that, it wouldn't have come up first. Okay. Go back. So here, sponsored result. Hide the sponsored result. It's still the first result. And then it actually comes up on Amazon as well. And then comes up his X account. So it's still the first thing that comes up. Yeah. At least for my search. And I've never searched for it before. So it can't be, oh, you know, Phil's related searches or whatever. No. So I don't know. Oh. I'm just going off of what I'm seeing. Okay. But I do feel like it is too common of a name. He should have been, like I said, Bearded Man Coffee or Quartering Coffee, even that, right? Okay.
It on his political commentary channel. He saw this as a necessary boost to then hopefully detach it from his brand and perhaps see it on store shelves. There was an issue with this. Not only with Jeremy's brand inherently tied to his coffee business, but also the possibility of it being tied to the roasters. On July 17th, 2022, Kiwi Farms user Cat Attack compiled several images from Jeremy's visit to his roasters, and from a suspiciously similar-looking roaster. Cat Attack highlighted the red trim. While more saturated in the commercial, it was still apparent. Most damning was image 5 in the set. In both Jeremy's commercial and Mill Creek's Instagram page, there appears to be coffee beans being poured out of some sort of mixer, though.
So it's exactly the same. It's the same people. It even has the same pipe on the wall. That's definitely the same. So what they're saying is he doesn't really make his own coffee. He pays a company. They make the coffee. He slaps his branding on it and he resells it. He's essentially a drop shipper. Okay.
Devices are seemingly mass-produced, there is one very odd pattern that they both share, one that for no reason should be the same. It is the paint. Right below the hatch, the paint is chipped, a design flaw that undoubtedly mixed paint chips with coffee beans. The pattern in the chip paint is the exact same.
It's the same machine. I mean, you can tell the pipe on the wall is exactly the same. It's got the same calendar right there. It's got, you're right, there's a zillion things you can see here to see it's exactly the same roaster. Okay.
Sourcing his coffee from Mill Creek Roasters, then it also means it is attached to their politics, which are opposed to Jeremy's perceived politics. But the rabbit hole goes deeper, as this Reddit post points out. It appears both Jeremy's brand and Player One Coffee, owned by the CEO of Meta PCs, shared a registration address.
So it's this company does it for everybody. Basically, they are a company that is a drop shipping company. They'll make you coffee based on your personal preferences. You say, I want this flavor, I want this style. They'll make it. Maybe they even bag it and produce it and mail it out, but they're doing the work, not you. You're just the drop shipper. You're just the guy, the front man to sell it. You're not making any of it. There's nothing wrong with that, for the record. Like, if you stand behind the product and if you feel that the product is good, right, then I don't see a problem with being a drop shipper. Now, if Jeremy comes out and says, well, it's my coffee, we actually make it. No, really, it's my employees and we own it and everything, then that's a problem. And did he do that? I don't know if they've said that he just said that yet. Let's find out.
Address is in the same state as Roasters. Located just outside the city they are located in. To this, Jeremy admitted to sharing a fulfillment center.
Like, this is not an own. It's like the same mentality of like, you peed in your basement. Like, you have a coffee operation that has shipped 30,000 units in the last 3 months. Gotcha. You used a fulfillment center to ship. Name a single business that doesn't. I don't even understand. I don't understand these people.
As for Mill Creek,
oh, it's just rebranded. It's just rebranded this or rebranded that. It's absolutely not. If anyone understands anything about business, yeah, you have distributors. It's not like I went out and bought like $1 million in machinery to roast my own beans. That's not how any of this works. But like, any idiot knows that. And like these clowns, there's like 15 clowns, and then now Rick, who are like, ooh, exposed a facility that does fulfillment for him occasionally on a certain roast is associated with him, and ooh, we got him. It's like they handle one tiny part of the business, but because they hate me, they've been harassing them, calling them, emailing them, and it's really pathetic.
And this was hardly the last controversy attached to Jeremy's coffee. In August of 2022, Jeremy promoted his coffee by placing money in random orders.
So let's get that guy some money. Man, this recession sucks.
Isn't this the Mr. Beast tactic? Mr. Beast has been doing this for many years, where he says that you can win the golden ticket if you buy my candy bar. And look, if you buy a signed t-shirt, randomly I'm going to put money in the bag for that, right? Like, so he actually, did he copy Mr. Beast with this one? Because Mr. Beast, I feel like, has been doing this for years, right? Long time.
Let's give you guys some stimulus. We're going to throw some Ooh, we got some 50s in here, so...
Stimulus.
By the third video, the comments completely turned on Jeremy. Quote, I like to drink my coffee brand coffee while playing Raid Shadow Legends sitting on my 1 square foot of land in Scotland that I am a lord of. Also, a video dedicated to a product he talks about 4 times a day. I love this new channel dedicated to coffee brand coffee and how it mixes in other stories too. Very similar to the quartering if anyone remembers that channel.
If anyone remembers
Unquote.
that channel.
Jeremy stopped utilizing this marketing ploy and accidentally revealed his monthly earnings on YouTube.
What? He accidentally showed his monthly earnings on YouTube. Oops. Oopsie poopsie. So, first off, he got a community guideline strike warning. Maybe that's why he was showing it, because he wanted to show everyone that he had a warning there. But he accidentally showed that he makes $46,000 a month on YouTube. Now, I can tell you, hold on, everyone, calm down. I'm a YouTuber. I don't know if you're aware of this. I can tell you what this entails. Are you ready? This entails super chats. This entails memberships. This entails gifted memberships. This entails ad revenue. Okay? However, that may not be fully representative of what he really makes, because there's a lot of adjustments that go on during the course of a month. See, it says estimated. There's all kinds of adjustments that happen. Most of the time, I'm not going to lie, it ends up being less than that. Okay? It depends. Like, let's say someone came to your channel and gifted 1,000 memberships, but they were from a country where the membership is worth 5 cents. You know what I'm saying? It may not calculate it properly or know right away. Sometimes there's adjustments that take place in the calculation, so it's not actually completely accurate. However, I have something else to say that you may not realize. That estimated revenue is based on 28 days. That's 4 weeks. It never accounts for 30 days or 31-day months. So in reality, when you see that estimate, it's usually lower than what it really is. So I would actually say, as long as he didn't have any major problems that particular month with some kind of supporter or funder, he probably made $50,000 to $55,000 that month. So there you go. He's making insane bank just alone on the YouTube channel. That's, of course, not including likely any kind of tips he receives outside of the YouTube system. That's not including any of his other businesses, his crowdfundings, nothing. That's just what he's making solely on that one YouTube channel in a month. There you go. By the way, he does have to pay taxes on that. That is before taxes. So remember, federal government's going to take a lot of that away. Okay.
July to August 22nd, Jeremy earned $46,000 solely from his YouTube channel. Not included is profit from donations on live streams or revenue from sponsors. Even on the day of this leak, Jeremy was not swayed from promoting his subscribe star or coffee, using fear as a motivator.
I promote people into like backing me as a member or using my subscribe star. There is a funnel there. It just needs to get better. And that's why I continue to support alt tech, because stuff like this, if it can happen to Joe Rogan, it's certainly happening to the rest of us little guys and gals.
Suku, thank you for 50 kicks. I appreciate that. And by the way, I like how he said us little guys and gals, when he's already stated he's a millionaire, he owns multiple planes, and he revealed he makes around $50K a month on his YouTube channel.
Jeremy, likely seeing the backlash from his previous marketing campaigns, tried marketing the coffee with transparency. The only issue was, compared to the hundreds of thousands his videos typically get, this video only received 8,000 views, and Jeremy was petitioning more and more for donations. Even in October, he was directing his viewers to yet another alternative subscription platform, fear-mongering with a potential ban. Just as was with the dip in views, or nearly every other threat against him, this was no different. There was no ban, no dip in viewership. His channel was not under attack, but something was off kilter. Jeremy was on the precipice of another breakdown, potentially sourced from this channel. In March of 2021,
all right, so I guess what they're getting at here is, as we've seen over the course of this documentary, he constantly says, "Oh no, I'm under attack. Someone's threatening me. I might lose this. I might lose that. I'm losing viewership. I'm losing it," and he never does. He actually hasn't lost views. He hasn't lost any subs. He hasn't been kicked off of any platform. None of that ever happened. He would just continuously warn people that it would happen, so then they would go and support him again and again and again in other new ventures and things, just so he could get even more money. But it wouldn't, the original thing that he claimed was going to happen never happened. Okay. Let's continue then.
Trillium was doxxed and deleted her small channel, but made a new one. She contacted Jeremy, and Jeremy, as a target of doxing, supported her. She made a video thanking him, and so on. However, Jeremy specifically notes,
a channel that she admits she uses to overcome a bit of her social anxiety issues. She admits that she, you know, lives basically in kind of her own personal bubble. She makes videos about seeds and video games.
Aside from gardening, Jeremy has described himself as all of these things. In a follow-up video that opens with hearts, Jeremy or his editor added on screen, Trillium expresses her gratitude towards Jeremy and his viewers for growing her new channel. This then leads to Jeremy admitting to watching nearly all of her videos and offers his assistance in case she ever wanted to stream.
And, you know, Trillium, I'll be keeping an eye on you. You can always email me. Keep things, you know, private if you have questions or whatever. You don't, you know.
This next video is from Jeremy's own stream after.
I'm trying to...
Why would he even say that stuff publicly? Like, if you're going to say that, say it to her behind the scenes. Why are you saying that publicly on a video? Like, that's bizarre. He's having, like, a direct conversation with someone who obviously he's already talked to behind the scenes. What the hell? Look at the left side of the screen. Fuck Jeremy from the quartering. Fuck Jeremy from the quartering. Fuck Jeremy from the quartering. Is that his actual stream? What the hell's going on there? What on earth? Oh my goodness. Okay.
And more fulfillment. Because, like, YouTube won't last forever, right?
Oh, here we go again.
And I realized that the Trillium thing made me feel really good. For me, I thought maybe the closest I've come to feeling that way was helping Trillium. Trillium? For $5, I'll make a video. Well, look, I don't want to put any pressure on you. All right? But I just want to say that it ruined my day when I didn't have a new video from you today. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
In August, Jeremy received custom leashes for his dogs and a card from Trillium. Jeremy would send support to another similarly small channel known as Melanie Mac.
You know, just like with Trillium, just like with Melanie, just like with MXR Plays, or, you know, whatever the case may be, Ishra Gaming, you know, don't just do it because I told you to. Watch a video or two and see if you want to support her.
Melanie Mac is someone Jeremy would take interest in, but that would have to wait. In March of 2022, rather than mention Trillium offhandedly, he made an entire video dedicated to her.
Something's been weighing on my mind over the past 3 or so weeks, really the last month or so, and that's really the disappearance of Trillium, a YouTuber that I have a strong I don't know, like I feel protective. Like if you go to Trill's channel, like I watch all of her videos, all of them. I mean, if
what is he doing? What is he doing? Exactly. You guys are saying it, not me. You guys are saying it, not me. What is he doing? Like,
read on here, then that means I watched him on a different account. Okay, this is an important part of my day. There used to be daily or every other day videos, but now I feel like, and I don't
what is he doing
on her because I know that's how she's going to be, how she's going to perceive this, but that's not what I mean. It's just her content is important to me. Her success is important to me, and her safety and happiness are important to me. And she had disappeared for about, I don't know, a month or something like that. Came back and kind of let everyone know that, hey, you know, my mom isn't doing well. But they had seemed like they had got together a plan. Kind of 1 week went by, 2 weeks went by. I sent her an email, gave her my number. I was like, hey, if you need anything, you know, you need us to crowdfund something or whatever. People think this job is easy, and maybe it is, but it requires you be plugged in like 24/7, like waking up in the middle of the night, checking your phone, see what's trending. Is some big thing happen. And then I'd watch her videos about like taking yucca leaves and making just twine out of them. And they're an important grounding factor for me.
Trillium did return in June, stating that her mother's illness was a reason for her absence, which is when Jeremy released this video.
He's going to do another video. Oh my. Okay. I wish that these arcs were timestamped, because like literally I only have one thing to say about this arc. You're married. You are married. What are you doing? This is absolutely, positively bizarre behavior for someone who is supposedly happily married. I'm sorry. It just is. Okay? It's okay to be friends with people. Totally it is. It's okay to be friends with people. All right? But it's not okay as a big creator with a ginormous audience to be publicly like, what's the word here? He's basically like completely glazing her, saying things about her content. And I rely on this content, right? He's booming, talking about her, right? Like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? And even if maybe this is all true, and maybe for some reason her content has resonated with him, that's fine. That's something for your private information, right? That is not something to be talking about publicly to your audience. What is the purpose of this video? Does his audience care about this? Why do they? I thought that he's a drama, internet, culture wars creator. What is this video? Seriously. It's so bizarre. But it's very odd, and here's why I say it. It feels to me like this is, this is the kind of stuff you talk about with your significant other, right? It is. This is the kind of stuff that you share with your best friend. Why is he sharing with the internet, right? And it's weird because if you remember last React stream, he was saying things like, I feel like I'm kind of alone. I feel like I'm isolated. Why? You're married. I'm very confused, all right? People, for those who don't know, people give me a bunch of criticisms too. They do. And they'll throw things at me such as, well, see, you don't really have a friend group who you're hanging out with or whatever. Now, personally, people don't actually know that. The truth is, I am friendly with some people from back in the day who I still talk to all the time. I have friendly conversations with people about friendly stuff all the time, okay? I don't spend time with those people because I don't live near them anymore. I moved away a long time ago, all right? I live on the other side of the country. My work-life balance is getting better. I'm getting to spend more time with my wife, and she's the number one person, if I could spend more time with, that I would spend more time with, okay? 100%. I promise you that. I want to spend more time with her. Right now, we're trying to spend time redoing the house so we can have other areas to do fun stuff together and things like that, okay? But for me, like, I watch this, I'm like, he is venting in this video to his public audience as if his public audience is his close personal friend group, right? Like, talking about another creator like this would be something you would do to, like, your best friend. You say, hey, this creator really resonated with me, and I love watching all their videos, and it does something to me, makes me feel good every day when I watch her content and stuff. But why would you talk about this to your audience who's supposed to be, watching you for culture wars content, all this? It's bizarre behavior. So number one, it seems like he doesn't really have anyone who he talks to about this stuff. If anyone, it should be his wife that he's talking to about this stuff. Why not? That is so weird to me. That is a bizarre disconnect. Okay? And also, he's doing this publicly in his content. Okay? How does his wife not know about it? Like, listen, my wife doesn't actually know every day what I'm doing on stream. She'll ask me, hey, what game are you playing today or whatever. Sometimes she'll watch my stream. Sometimes if she's interested in a game, she'll watch my streams. She can hear me. Like right now, if she was upstairs in the house, she would hear every word coming out of my mouth right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, she knows everything I'm doing on stream. It's no mystery. If she heard me gushing about, that was the word I was looking for. He's gushing, talking about Trillium, right? If I was gushing talking about someone like this, my wife would be upset. She'd be like, what are you talking about? Why are you gushing about another woman? We're married. That's a reasonable reaction to a man who's married acting like this. It is. It's a reasonable reaction. I would expect that from her. If I were acting like this, I would expect that reaction for her to be like, what are you doing? So what's going on that he's making this public content and his wife apparently doesn't know or is okay with it? I'm really confused. And I kind of understand now what's going on. It's not just that this guy was getting harassed online for, oh, you brought up his family member or this or that. It's that basically he has this weird behavior that's going on and people are calling him out for it. And now what's going to happen is the conversation is going to turn towards his private life, because they're going to say, what's going on in your private life that you're gushing about other female creators online to your audience? What is happening? That is, again, I told you guys, I wasn't going to sweep for the quartering watching this thing just because I don't like Kino Casino. That's weird. All right? We got a lot of, funny, I start talking about this and we get a lot of shout outs all at once, right? So we've got Flatman B, who did $2 super chat, and he says he divulged too much personal information. It's shameless. And Bandits Miss did a $2 super chat, says, you're being insanely loud. Yes, that's a meme about my wife yelling at me when I was talking with Wings of Redemption one night in this very room, and I was being too loud, and she came and yelled at me. Let's see here. Stepdad gifted a sub over on Kick. Thank you to Stepdad. I think that's your third gifted sub of the night now. Or is it your second? I think it's your second. Thank you for that. And not Jeremy Hambley did 500 kicks and says, that's normal guy behavior, Phil. I think you need to touch grass before you become an SJW troll. I'm not trolling. I'm just telling you. This is my factual, I feel reasonable. You guys tell me if I'm not being reasonable. I feel like it's a reasonable observation, right? The guy is supposed to be happily married, right? He has his content is supposed to be this political culture war rage bait style of content. That's what he's famous for on the internet. That's what people come to him for every day. Come on and destroy Brie Larson. Make fun of this SJW. That's what they want. All of a sudden, he's making these kind of videos about this particular person. It is odd. It does strike me as odd content.
To really get in touch with you privately. And obviously not that I would expect that. But so as long as, as you're on YouTube, I'll be keeping an eye out for you. Keep an eye on you.
What?
I did message you a few times, checking in on you, because we missed you and we were worried.
Trillian would post sporadically, then disappear entirely in the upcoming months. This takes us back to Jeremy aggressively petitioning for more donations in late 2022. The absence of Trillium, or the multiple uploads a day with the addition of a new company, was stressing Jeremy. He was nearing...
Yeah, because here's the thing. Like, why do you think that happened? And again, as a creator, especially a creator who's polarizing, and a creator who has a hater base, like he does and I do, you got to be careful about what you say and do on the internet. So, for example, if there were a particular YouTube channel right now that I actually loved, I would never tell you. Because I know the moment that I say, man, I've been watching these videos from this person who makes, video essays about this topic that means something to me, or I've caught this really well thought out, well executed video on YouTube. The moment that I said it, people are going to go harass them nonstop. Now, does that person deserve it? That just because you like their content, do they deserve harassment? Of course they don't. So if you're wise, you don't ever bring that kind of stuff up. You just keep it to yourself. And I know that when people say, oh, what's that YouTuber that you and your wife watch together? I would never tell you, because I'm not ignorant. I'm not selfish. I'm not stupid. I don't need to make content out of that. So I'm not going to bring it up because I don't want them to get harassed. So I guarantee you what happened was, so at first, this woman saw a surge of support from the internet for her little small-time video channel, right? But then the haters latched on, and now they're going to stalk her endlessly as the result of him making this content talking about her, right? They are. So Yeah, that's what happened. She probably said, I can't take this anymore. I just got to stop completely making any content or responding so I can be left alone. That's my guess anyway. Thank you, Vasil. 1313 super chat. And he says, the Tekkening? Tekkening? I don't know what that means, but thank you, Vasil, for a 1313 super chat. That's actually our biggest super chat of the night. Let's get that on the leaderboard. It would be nice if I could type. I'm so dumb. I have a number pad and I'm using the freaking number row like a moron. Okay. So thank you for that. And then we've got Guitar Player. Thank you for a gifted membership to the community. I appreciate that. Thank you, Guitar Player. That's actually our first membership of the night. SD Chargers did a $2 super chat and says, the funny thing is, in his head, he thinks he sounds rational here. I don't know. It's weird. It is weird because, again, you have to, even if, let's say, it's completely innocent. Let's say this guy actually does really like this creator, completely platonic, just really loves the content and the content resonates with him, all right? You still have to have the self-awareness to know that doing what he just did to his audience, especially with the fact that he has haters, that person is now going to get harassed as a result. I know that. I've learned that the hard way. I've learned my lesson. That's why you don't see me do that kind of stuff, right? Thank you to Suku. Just did 2,000 kicks over on Kick. Suku, thank you so very, very much. That is incredibly generous of you. The most kicks so far of the night. Thank you to Suku. And I also just received a $20 tip from Guitar Player. So thank you to Guitar Player 1939 for a $20 tip. Thank you so much. Now, the thing is, we're going through this documentary, all right? And I am trying to be fair, and I'm trying to be reasonable in my reactions. What I would hope, and we don't know, because I don't know yet, this is the first time I'm learning about any of this, is that maybe this is just the first time that Jeremy has gone through this kind of stuff, right? Maybe this is his first time experience. Oh, I talked about someone on the internet. Now they got harassed as a result. Oh, shit, I shouldn't have done that, right? Maybe he'll learn. Will he learn? That's the question. Will he learn from this mistake?
Breaking point on November 29th, 2022. This day, Elon Musk on Twitter made a post about free speech, which Jeremy replied to, requesting clarity, and asking for a 10-minute Zoom interview, mentioning his 1.4 million subscribers and his fight for free speech. Elon Musk declined by stating that he had been very specific.
No, he made a mistake. He absolutely made a mistake. If he actually wanted to talk to Elon Musk, he never should have mentioned anything about his size or anything on the internet. I'm serious. Because the moment, I have 1.4 million subscribers that would love to know. Elon Musk has way more than 1.4 million people talking about him at any given time. He doesn't care about your million subscribers. If you had said nothing, maybe he actually would have bit. But when you say you have 1.5 million subscribers, you're like, fuck this guy, right? He's just doing it for clout.
He responded one more time, but it does not appear that Elon replied to him. On December 18th, Elon made a poll asking if he should step down from Twitter. The quartering
I remember
response
that.
to Elon Musk, unable to find a suitable CEO for Twitter, stated, quote, Elon, I want to do it, and I can keep it alive. Not only that, grow it far beyond what it is now. I have a complex understanding of all tech, what Twitter needs, and what creators need. I also have a dozen years running a marketing agency that represented Fortune 500 companies.
He campaigned to try to take over Twitter for Elon Musk? For real? And he did it in a public forum? Oh, man.
Laugh out loud at this, I am 100% certain I could at the very least help immensely with prioritizing product rollouts that will maximize.
All right, there was one time ever in my history, all right, that I did something like that. It was when they were going to take away the Gutex emote on Twitch, they were going to remove it because they said that now he's become a polarizing figure and they didn't want him to be associated with the platform anymore. In reality, it's because Gutex is very conservative and right-wing and has said, like, conspiracy theory, right-wing things. And Twitch is very left-wing, very left-leaning. And they're like, oh, we don't want this guy associated with our site anymore. And it was a joke. It wasn't meant to be serious. But I was, like, posting up on social media, you should remove his face with mine. You should put my face with, like, oh, or even the O face from my incident or something. You should do that because that would really stick it to Gutex to have that removed and have my face in place because he doesn't like me. Now, that was a joke. I guess some people probably did think it was legit. I didn't care about it. It was a joke. All right. But even if I were the size of the quartering, and what I mean by that is the size of his YouTube channel, the size of his following, the amount of money he makes and that, I wouldn't be trying to publicly basically say, oh, I want to take over Twitter for you, Elon. Please let me run Twitter for you. I don't think that's a very good idea.
Growth in the shortest time frame, and I would be happy to do it for free, unquote. 4 hours later, Jeremy warned that the culture war is coming down to the next 12 hours. Quote, I am going to sacrifice everything tomorrow and try to implore people to vote no on his poll, unquote. Jeremy, 3 minutes later, blamed leftists for voting yes. Then 9 minutes later, tagged 11 different influential friends. Then again, 3 and 9 minutes later, begged Elon to extend his poll, stating that he is even leaving his bed to make a video. Jeremy continued to tweet. A Twitter user commented,
You want to know the best part about all this? Elon Musk didn't fucking care. Elon Musk, everyone thinks that he's like this super intelligent, serious guy. He's not. Spoiler alert. Elon Musk is not super intelligent, and he's also not super serious. This is the guy who tweeted about the valuation of stock being $420 at a party where he was smoking, and then he got knocked off of the board of directors of said company because you can't do that. But he didn't care. This guy has what's called affluenza. It means you become so powerful, so rich, you don't care about anything because nothing can really negatively affect you, okay? So to him, he posts up this poll on Twitter. Should I step down? I swear I will agree and abide by the results. Everyone voted step down, yes, and then he never stepped down. He literally said, fuck you, and he just stayed. He didn't care. That was never a serious poll. But Jeremy got fooled into thinking this guy is like, I guess what it is, he must really look up to Elon Musk. He wants to be Elon Musk. And so the fact that this is his idol, right? Oh no, do not step down, please, do not step down, whatever you do. And he's just all over it, like, no one else took it this seriously, I don't think. Like, I'm sure people covered it as a story, but he's going crazy on Twitter about it. Like, why? A tweet is not legally binding, right? It's not a legal document. It's not a contract that was drawn up. He's bullshitting. Just wondering how the world would respond if he were ever to say something like this. Who knows how he thought the world would respond? Maybe he actually thought the world would be like, oh no, Elon, stay in charge of Twitter. We love you so much. But in reality, it was the opposite. Everyone said, no, step down. We don't like you. But he's freaking out like it's serious. It's not serious. Not Jeremy Hambley did 500 kicks and says he would have been a great CEO for X. In my opinion, he has over 2 million subscribers now, and he's very smart, and he's very rich. Well, there you go. Hui. All right. You know what? I'm going to be honest with everyone. I'm so happy that all I really care about is video games and just dicking around with my small audience every day. I'm so happy I don't... Can you imagine me making crazy tweets and things to Elon Musk and shit in the middle of the night? Like, what? I don't have big aspirations to be some big shot. I don't want to run Twitter. I don't want to be a big political pundit that everyone knows. I don't want to run for office or be, you know what I'm saying? I just want to play games and dick around and have a good time and relax with my audience. That's it. But this is wild stuff. He actually literally thought that he was going to get Elon Musk's attention, right?
how frustrated Jeremy was over this, calling it Jeremy's personal 9/11. Jeremy responded, quote, "Yes, Twitter is the public square. Losing freedom of speech in that square is more important than 9/11. Does that make you feel uncomfortable? It makes me feel like shit to say it, but it's also true," unquote. Other creators like Mr. Beast were not as appreciative of Elon as Jeremy was, though he did try to change his mind. By the 10th tweet, Jeremy had released his video and tagged Elon Musk, asking if he could get just 3 minutes on the phone with him.
I literally...
You're not going to get 3 minutes on the phone with Elon Musk ever in any universe, in any alternate dimension of the multiverse. I don't think that there's a dimension where Jeremy Hambley gets a conversation with Elon Musk. You know what I'm saying? Elon Musk does not talk to the plebeians. He's busy. Like, oh my goodness.
To make this video, my most important video.
My most important video. Oh,
I've literally ever made on this channel.
Jeremy in this video asked his viewers to vote on Elon's poll, and if they didn't have an account, he requested they make one. Then he attempts to rally his contemporaries.
I'm calling my fellow content creators: Sydney Watson, Count Dankula, Bering, Sargon of Akkad, Carl Benjamin. If they let this window pass without throwing their hat in the ring, without getting out of bed to fight for freedom of speech.
just the fact that Elon Musk posted it up like late, knowing that most people would never even see the tweet, just proves that it wasn't anything he cared about and he wasn't ever going to abide by it. He takes it so seriously.
I will forever remember it. But if you don't get out of bed as a fellow content creator, if you don't wake up and fight for this, I don't ever want to hear your freaking opinion ever again about freedom of speech. I need you to remember this moment when all of my fellow free speech content creators were in bed, okay? Why they weren't paying attention to the most important decision in free speech online in history.
Yeah, I mean, and if people are saying it, he's either drunk or he's incredibly tired or maybe he's on some kind of medication. You don't know, and that's his own business. But he made the choice to get up and try to make this video at this time of day, whenever it is. And yeah, this is what it turns into. Have I ever been this drunk? Have I ever been this drunk in real life? Yes. Have I ever been this drunk and made content? Yes. I used to be up in the middle of the night drinking when DLC content would release for certain games like Fallout, right? Fallout 3 or Fallout New Vegas DLCs would hit at like 2 in the morning. And I'd be up drinking. And then I say, oh, it's out. And I'd be stumbling drunken to record my playthrough of the new Fallout DLC to be the first to get it on the internet. 100% I would make content like that. But it was drunken gaming. It wasn't rallying the political content creators to vote that Elon Musk should not step down from Twitter and saying that it's the most important thing ever in history. It was me dicking around with a video game. Like,
I'm 40. I'm tired. I'm sweaty. I'm fat. I'm overweight. I'm not long for this planet. Is the culture war. Twitter is.
I'm not long for this planet. Dude, now you know he's on something because he's feeling down. He's like depressed.
The public square. And we must keep Elon in charge.
Jeremy's video was not being well received, nor were his comments stating that Elon potentially stepping down is worse than 9/11. Creator Nicholas DeOrio was one of many antagonizing Jeremy, enough so that Jeremy challenged him to a boxing match, to where DeOrio referenced Jeremy's Gen Con assault as evidence that he was already on a losing streak. After a long night of tweeting, Jeremy was going to bed. So I had a mental breakdown.
Oh no! Oh no! Come on! He ends up making a video saying he had a mental breakdown. Good Lord. I will say that this is actually truthful too. I'll give you guys a little bit of insight here. As a creator for 18 years, there are some times, okay, it could be middle of the night, I'm asleep, and I have an idea. And it riles me out of my sleep. I'm like, whoa, what a good idea. That's interesting. Or I have a thought. There's been some times, honestly, when I was drinking and something hit me in the moment. I'm like, that's something that I should talk about on a stream, or I could make a podcast about, or I could do content on. All right? However, There's one rule that you must follow when this occurs. You write it down and you go back to sleep. Because an idea that you have, the odd hours of the night, idea that you have when inebriated, may sound really good at the time, but if you follow through with it at that time, you may find once that spur-of-the-moment inspiration is gone, it wasn't such a good idea after all. All right? That's all I'm going to say. I've been there. All right? I've had, wow, what a great idea, rally. And then I wake up the next morning, I read it back. No, that'll never work. Or maybe that'll work with a few tweaks. There's no way that's going to work right now. You know what I'm saying? 9 times out of 10, that idea is a bad idea. There are some times, I'll be honest, there's been a couple things that kind of hit me out of nowhere. I'm in bed, I'm asleep, I'm drinking, I'm relaxing. Oh, I got an idea. And as long as I write it down, I check it out later. Sometimes it works out. Sometimes it absolutely works out, 100%. But usually not. So in this case, that was a big bad choice that he made right there.
Posted December 21st. Jeremy explains the tweets were the results of stress from his coffee company, from Starling dishes not working, from helping other creators, and coping with alcohol. Jeremy again expresses his desire to achieve an acceptable work-life balance.
It's crazy when things are going good on YouTube and you're just uploading videos and everyone's a banger and everything's going good and you're earning good money and the channel is adding all these new subscribers, which I'm very thankful for. But it's addicting. And I have clearly an addictive personality, so...
Jeremy will not begin 2023 strong because he was banned on Twitter for sharing a photo of Eliza Blue, a photo that could be found in a music video. This ban was reversed, but not before he alluded to her connections with Tim Pool, and how little he was doing to support him.
I posted a publicly available screenshot for a video that is still currently live on YouTube of a particular public figure who is currently known as Eliza Blue, but has been known under at least 4 other names that I know of, none of which are her birth name, where her dad is a Republican politician. A lot of Republican content creators, and I don't like I don't like bullying people or trying to guilt people into support, but there have been a lot of people very curiously quiet, people that platformed this woman for clicks on their podcasts or their YouTube videos.
The dispute between Tim and Jeremy was worse than he was letting on, going as far to tweet that there was no drama between them, but there are disagreements. By February 4th, Tim had blocked Jeremy on Twitter, a decision partly made due to Jeremy messaging him about Eliza Blue.
We booked him twice. He canceled on us twice. The second time he canceled on us at the exact last minute, and we didn't know, and we had to find someone else. Fortunately, we had Matt Strickland on, and he was great. Then I'll let everybody who's a member know why I blocked him, because he sent me a message at 2 a.m, which came off as a veiled threat. I will try and quote it verbatim what he said. "I know our audiences want a war, but I don't. Please tell me your guy is taking her to task."
It was not soon after that Jeremy had another episode.
Bruh, you have done it. Drunk live many times. Oh, you have done it drunk live many times. Oh, of course. I've done plenty of drunk live streams, just not right now.
This episode did involve alcohol, but it was different from the rest because it was in the window of a 4-hour live stream where Jeremy would get more and more intoxicated, culminating in guests joining him at peak intoxication.
Oh, no.
If Anna or Brittany, they both have my cell phone number, so if they want to come on, I'll send them the link. I must have a female. Wait, let me get.
It's a pattern of him. He even admits he's drinking and he's doing these streams. I mean, it's obvious he's doing it. It's a public drinking stream, right? So this. I don't know what's going to happen here. I swear, I've done no research on this guy. I don't know what's about to happen. It sounds like something big is about to happen. All right, without spoiling everyone, is something big about to happen? I'm just curious. Because it seems like they're building up that something big is about to happen. No, you don't know? All right, Spoons doesn't know it. No one really knows. All right, we'll continue. Let's see what happens. Oh, boy. For me, I'm drinking. I'm going to drive my truck off the road in truck sim, right? That's what's going to happen. Or I'm going to fail for the millionth time trying to play Mega Man. Okay.
Some boobs on here. Allie? All right, I'll get you in here, Allie. Allie Drummond, okay? I'm going to require a cam on for her. There's thousands of people in this chat have never seen me without a hat on. I'm not drunk at all, Matt Age. Ready?
What? Oh my God.
Sure, I've gone from a 4-head to a 5-head, but I'm not bald. I need a vagine in this chat so I can go pee. I got to pee so bad, but one of these girls better show up. Welcome to the stream. How are you?
My God.
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, I'm killing it.
Yeah, I didn't think that anybody would be into pregnant chicks, but hey, I guess the internet's a big place, so maybe they are.
She also has an OnlyFans where she sells breast milk pictures, stuff like that. So, Allie, I mean, we've only ever exchanged nudes online. So, what's
Mhm.
it? I appreciate you joining me.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me. My husband actually likes your content, and I didn't even know that you had reacted to my content before. I didn't even think you like looked at my channel like that.
Well, it's
so-
obviously before you were pregnant. Now that I
Mhm.
know you're pregnant, I've moved on. I'm diagnosed Asperger's, so I can say it.
Oh, what?
But like,
But
yeah.
you seem like the
Yeah.
very normal. What?
Yeah.
Hello.
What is going on here? Did he intend to like destroy any iota of seriousness ever to be associated with him ever again with this appearance, this stream? Like, this is the barn burner, right? Like, this is it. That's it. After this will be referenced forever. This is never going to, recover. This is, So for me, I think you all know what my most embarrassing moment has been. Okay. Everything that we have seen so far in this documentary, I would argue what we're going through this moment right now, when you watch a reality TV and something really embarrassing is going on, you cringe so hard that I don't want to watch it anymore. I'm actually at that point right now in the documentary where it's actually going to be hard because the truth is, if I'm watching a show and I get to that point, I turn it off. I can't stand it. Like, no, it's that secondhand embarrassment is so strong. That secondhand just, oh God, I can't take it anymore. I step away. I don't watch the rest. I'm serious. I can't take it. But I think since we're doing the react, I guess I have to do it. But, oh man. Guitar Player did a $5 super chat. He says, when is he going to realize alcohol and streaming don't mix for him? I mean, I guess never, because it's not even just alcohol and streaming, just alcohol and like technology, because he's on Twitter, tweeting about the most important thing he's ever done in his life is this video about Elon Musk quitting Twitter. And then he goes ahead and he jumps on a stream drunk. You know what I mean? At this point, I can't. This is it, right? We're about to see the most embarrassing moment. Okay, I'm gonna have to prepare myself because I hate this. It pains me to see these moments. I prefer never to know about them. Okay.
Oh my Lord.
I love how much women hate her just because she's so beautiful.
I was pretty ugly before I learned how to do my hair and my eyebrows.
Ah.
Oh yeah, and you were blessed with gigantic boobs. But the
Came in
and-
later.
Are you live
Everyone's
right now?
yelling. Yeah.
Are you live right now? Yeah. So
Yeah,
if you want, I'm not gonna be offended. Brittany said she's gonna pop a nip later. Maybe. When I say later, we don't really know when that means. Astro Boy says, Jeremy, sign up for the night. You're hurting your brand. What do you mean? My brand is what I am.
Jeremy deleted the stream, and the following months he made his first video of the year claiming YouTube was targeting his channel, deeming the survival of his channel and others were important to fight the culture war. The last section of this video is dedicated to persuading viewers to join his mailing list or join his locals page, where he states financial support is optional. To add to Jeremy's list of projects and responsibilities that include
So, we just turboed through, so we didn't get to see the content of the stream. Maybe it was so bad, because he deleted it. Maybe it's so bad, it can't even be included in the documentary, right? I guess. I don't even know what happened. I legit don't even know what happened. Does it? All right. I guess it's that bad, I guess. That we're not going to know. I guess I'm not going to know because I'm certainly not going to seek it out after the fact what happened. But okay. So now we're on to the next. Oh, my channel's under attack. I need help again. Okay.
Coffee, his main channel, his Rumble live streams, his constant advertising that has him tweeting on average 20 times a day was now the Publica, his magnum opus, a news website like Exclusively Games that was meant to deliver more neutral and honest stories, co-founded by Sydney Watson, someone who Jeremy also had a podcast with. Jeremy and the rest of his audience will later find out Sydney did not have a high opinion of him. This clip could possibly explain why.
Have you ever peed in a trough? Where there's like dongs on the left of you and to the right, you can see them both.
You
and
don't
you're
have
peeing
to look
in an
at them.
open river.
You don't have to look at them. It's
You
not
have
like
to look. It's a respect thing. I guess I can only speak of, to my experience. If there's a guy who is like supremely hung, you would like rib him about it. You know what I mean? Versus like be jealous. Most of our conversations are you saying, man, I really want to put a bunch of work into things. And I'm like, Sid, whore yourself out.
Sometimes you even just text me tits.
Maybe this is something that guys and girls can come together on.
Yeah.
So when I know, like, let's say I go to like a fair, a festival, or something like that, right? I take Imodium before I go.
What's that?
It's like for diarrhea. So it like.
Oh, you do not, dude. What is happening? This is devolving.
From that.
This is not information that I needed.
It's called the life hack, Sydney. Okay,
it just confirms for me that men are revolting.
The importance of the success of the Publica to Jeremy was the same as his coffee. He chased it as an out to increase his income while lessening the time he worked on YouTube, as any dip in revenue would increase stress.
My brain is so addled at what's happening that I can't like Joon is talking and I can't even understand what he's saying because we just saw two pieces of content that this guy put out that are so ridiculous, embarrassing, misconduct, just rude nonsense. And I can't. he just moved on. Like Joon just moved right on to the next topic. No, wait. We're not going to comment on that. We're not going to say anything about what just happened. We're going to. I mean, I guess you could just let it speak for itself, right? But, I mean, we're seeing a distinct pattern of behavior now at this point. I might need a break. I don't know. I'm feeling hot. I got my air conditioner on max. I'm feeling hot watching this shit. Like, oh my God. Oh my God, man. Oh, okay. No, confirm or deny if I look at other dongs in public restrooms. No, I don't look at other dongs in public restrooms. Sorry if this comes as a shock to you. Oh my God. Well, do I need to comment on anything, or do I think you guys can understand my reaction? It's probably the same as yours. Like, this is not for someone who's running serious business online, and you're supposed to be a culture wars creator. Okay, rage bait is your formula. This kind of content that he's putting out, like people are even saying this is hurting your brand. I agree. I 100% agree. It is this is hurting his brand. This is now going to make people embarrassed to watch his content and take it seriously. Because when he's putting out that content, the quarter, you mean that guy who was just on that stream with all that women, he said all these insanely rude things and just perverse things. You know, the guy who apparently is simping over another smaller creator, even though he's married. The guy that, is with this conversation with a woman, he's talking about looking at dudes' dongs and taking Imodium AD, going to the fair. Like, yeah, this will 100% hurt his brand. And all right, let's continue.
and he was discontent with the direction of YouTube, now angry that they were pushing YouTube channel promotions, asserting how insulting the proposition was to have to pay YouTube to promote his videos while his subscribers were not receiving notifications. Even so, this service would be on the back of Jeremy's mind. For now, compared to 2022, 2023 seemed like a better year for Jeremy. His life was beginning to see some stability, but then in August, his father passed away. In this video, he reflects on the shortness of life, the importance of spending it with loved ones, and the importance of making peace with others while there is still time. In November, after 6 years of not posting on it, Jeremy resurrected his RC channel, a decision he made to relieve stress. This is a channel he'd post most frequently to in 2024, a year that pushed Jeremy towards the quartering and away from his failing external projects. Still, a ghost of a former project would come back to haunt him in a somewhat ironic way.
When you are living off other people's work exclusively, I think that's the definition of parasitic. You know, you can make the same argument. Look, I cover other people's news too, right? I try to say, hey, this is where it's come from. Try to give,
Jeremy was irritated that his former employee, Ian Miles Chung, had posted on Twitter one of the Publica's headlines without giving credit to the website. After Chung got into an argument with Jeremy on Twitter, Chung posted the infamous 2008 video of Jeremy.
Here's the creep advising peds on how to clean up their messes. And his response was to take a video from 20 years ago where I am simply describing to people that when they take their computers in to get fixed, oftentimes techs will look at the files. It obviously had nothing to do with advising predators, okay?
Jeremy is misremembering or lying. It was not just a video informing viewers that techs look at impertinent information when doing repairs. It was also a video giving the specific advice to rename or delete sensitive folders. Advice given after he told a story about how a predator had insufficiently hid their files. Regardless, Jeremy threatened.
And as I said, back then things were different. Do I believe that he had intention to try to tell someone, hey, hide your crimes? Probably not. He was probably using that as a general, like, this is actually my real life story of how this happened. And, what we discovered, you as the common person should be doing this. I don't believe that. I don't believe that he's trying to say, hey, I want to protect pedophiles. I don't believe that at all. Okay. But it was a different time back then. 100%. It was a different time back then. And, internet was different. And now you have to be careful about what you say and how you say it and what context and phrase you say it. Back then, everyone just said whatever they wanted, and no one really got taken to task for it, okay? It was a different time. Okay, so by the way, guys, this is about the halfway point of tonight's stream. So I want to say thank you if you're enjoying my react here to the Quarterings documentary by Joon the King. If you are, if you could give the stream a like, I would definitely appreciate that. The likes would help this channel to get into the algorithm and be seen. So if you're here live, give it a like. If you're watching this archived on demand, if you could give it a like, that would help me as well. Leave comments on the archive stream. That would help. Thanks to everyone who is here and who has already supported the content. You guys are awesome, okay? If you like this content and you want to see me do more, you want to see me finish this project this week, you want to see more projects like this in the future, then please support the content if you can. All right, what can you do? Well, super chats, memberships, gifted memberships on YouTube, super stickers, kicks or subs on Kick, or a tip via PayPal. Anything appreciated. As you see, everyone gets a shout out for their contribution. I appreciate that very, very much. Let's keep it going. Let's keep that momentum going. As I said, if we have a great night tonight, we'll finish this react this coming Thursday, and then we can talk about the future. Because people are already asking me, oh, do you have other ideas or other things to react to? We could talk about it. If you guys like it, we could work on it together. Okay? So thanks in advance. Thanks to those who already have. Let's continue. Here we go. Second half. Here we go.
Su Chung for libel, and that's as far as the disagreement went. In April of 2024, Jeremy instead had his eyes on two different creators, Styx Hexenhammer 666 and Melanie Mac. Jeremy started two podcasts with them independent of one another. Styx Hexenhammer has a reciprocal energetic feeding or a sort of pact with Stolnus, a non-Judeo-Christian demon that takes a form of an owl and visited him first when he was a child. In simple terms, he worships a demon owl. Melanie Mac is a Christian self-proclaimed libertarian who states she does not hate homosexuals homosexuals but does hate their actions. And Jeremy Hambley is the owner of The Quartering, a channel that had the goal to push the conversation, not further tensions. He is the owner of two businesses that, while he desperately wants them to remain apolitical, on the same channel that he advertises his businesses is now selling Trump-cut books, Trump tailgate stickers, and Never Kamala stickers. And by late September 2024, Jeremy was down to running one major business outside of his YouTube because the Publica was no more.
And I didn't have the time to promote paid memberships there that would have helped. Sponsors really aren't out there for a news site that, dunks on, trans weirdos and Indian people and stuff like that. There just wasn't anything out there. So, I guess I didn't get any mysterious billionaire donors either.
Jeremy appeared to have remained cordial with his former employees, but not Sydney Watson, his former business partner.
Are the Quartering and Sydney Watson not cool no more? No, 100% not cool with Sydney Watson. She talked massive amounts of shit about me in these feminist DM groups. And one day I'll expose it all. One day I'll share, because all of her woman friends, by the way, turned against her and shared all of her DMs with me. All of her so-called feminist confidants immediately sold her out to me. She said heinous shit about me after I paid for everything with the Publica. And it made me want to sue her because she never paid a single fucking penny for anything at that company. I lost $100,000 or more. Jeremy confirmed doormat. Yeah.
With the failure of the Publica, Jeremy would have to rely more on his YouTube channel.
So, at this point, we're now late 2024. It sounds like he's finally going to focus on his YouTube channel, but he still has the coffee, right? So I guess it's the Quartering and the coffee. That's what he's got left. He's no longer doing a million offshoot channels, a million side projects. He's just focusing on that. Okay. Not Jeremy Hambley did 500 kicks and says, I'm hammered right now. Can I borrow $5? No, but thanks for the 500 kicks. I appreciate that very much. Thank you. Okay.
Had its best year ever. In June, he broke his record for monthly viewership at 71 million views.
What? Oh, June, what year is this? 2024? 71 million views in a month. What did he cover in that month?
This could also have been a fluke. 2024 was an election year, and Jeremy's channel afterwards could as easily see a decline. A decline that would come at the worst time possible, as he had attracted the attention of two persistent adversaries. The Quartering has made a career by selling outrage, and uses the same strategy to dismiss his critics.
Yeah, Albin says, does Sticks know you crapped yourself in a store? What? I know that that Albin's not doing this, but sometimes like leftoids are like, use that to try to make fun of me. I'm like, I told that story on a podcast. Like, you have to also understand that a significant following is going to bring a significant unfollowing. A group of people that hate you, especially if you talk about some divisive stuff. But you have to understand who's on the other.
Actually, they'll follow you even if you're not talking about divisive stuff. I don't think the stuff that I've talked about over the years has been particularly divisive. I think I'm a gamer. I just play fucking games. That's all I really care about. And still people follow me and hate my guts. So
that stuff. It's like that person's life sucks. It's terrible.
Over the last 8 years, Jeremy's pleas for support have become more underhanded and more absurd. It began with his initial understanding at the end of his MTG days that having purpose and a defined enemy sells better than anything else he's tried. He has thrown himself in one of the most divisive spaces and has done well for himself. Perhaps too well. On several occasions, he has leaked his earnings, flaunted his wealth, and returned for more. Whether he is pressured by anxiety to earn more...
That's his game room, huh? Well, let me look. Are any of those real? No. They're not. Or are they? Most of those... Hold on. Nope. Arcade 1-Up. Anything that's Arcade 1-Up is worth nothing. Because they're all fake replicas that are completely worthless and they're complete rip-off company. They all look like Arcade 1-Up cabinets. Like the whole room. None of those are legit. Even his stools, his bar stools are Arcade 1-Up. If he had walked in there... and that room was legit restored cabinets, I would have actually give him some props and be like, wow, he's a gamer. He was there back in the day in the arcade days. Arcade 1-Up is complete trash that takes advantage of people who don't know what arcades were really like and makes you pay top dollar for garbage. So every one of those cabinets, I'm not kidding, has massive input delay. The games cannot be played competitively or in any serious manner because it's basically just an emulated version running on a laggy monitor. The controls aren't good. I know because I played on 2 different arcade 1-up cabinets. It was NFL Blitz, and what was the other one? It was a fighting game. Both of them were laggy as shit. They were so unfun to play on because I grew up in arcades playing the real games. It's a complete scam. Arcade 1-up 100% is a scam and always has been for people who don't know better and they spend money on crap. So I was going to say, ooh, he actually is a retro gamer and he has he likes all this stuff. And then it's arcade 1-up, arcade 1-up, arcade 1-up. Oh, no. Yikes.
Distraction from his life or is truly terrible with finances, Jeremy has constantly advertised his financial support platforms, businesses, business ventures, even employee salaries as necessities to fight the quote-unquote culture war. As this pattern has become noticeable, the reality of the wealth he has accumulated and the reality he sells that he's always nearing financial ruination does not meld well. This is why 2025 would be the worst year for him. It would be the year.
Now what's crazy is, wow, we're only 2/3 through the documentary and we're hitting 2025. The rest of this documentary is 2025 and the first few months of 2026. So this is going to go heavy into the current drama then. Damn.
That his views, apart from when he started his channel, would be the worst they've ever been. His earnings, while still likely in the tens of thousands per month, will not be going up, incentivizing Jeremy to petition for more money and further fictionalize his opposition that is infinitely powerful.
We are not a dropship outlet. We're a real coffee company. And I made that investment with the plan of having something that could grow. Well, we've never been at our most vulnerable. You probably saw I was selling my Neo Geo collection. I'm selling my Nintendo collection. I'm selling all this stuff to help fund this stuff. And it's because I believe in the things that I'm doing. But now we hit a roadblock that I need to try and reach out and give you an understanding of why I could use some help. I can't confirm this for sure. The only thing that we were reliant on anyone else for was some of the boxes for our K-Cups and some of the procedures around that. Well, apparently that person, I don't know this for sure, but I suspect it, saw my YouTube channel and didn't like my politics. And while we have a 20,000 K-Cup order, basically decided to tell us, to pound sand, or I don't know what's going on. We haven't heard anything back.
The title of this video is Woke Leftist Just Screwed Me Over and All My Staff. Jeremy says he is selling his Neo Geo and Nintendo collection. These are retro gaming consoles and games that Jeremy has a large collection of. As for the core of the video, according to Jeremy, he only assumes the order was cancelled because of his politics. Furthermore, he bought an $80,000 machine to make coffee K-Cups and allegedly took out an $80,000 loan through his credit card to pay for it. That is not even the extent of his debt.
I've got $300,000 almost floating right now in debt. I'm just being dead serious.
Some of the comments on this video read, quote, "Imagine being financially irresponsible as this and blaming leftists for your own incompetence. Couldn't have happened to a better person. Can't take any responsibility and got ruined in a free market doing what 10,000 other YouTubers have done."
Yeah, and this is the problem, is when you have bragged about and flaunted your wealth, you said things like, oh yeah, I'm a millionaire. Oh, you're talking about your wife has a plane. You need to sell the plane because you don't need the plane. And you're showing off your arcade room and you're doing all this stuff. You have to be careful, because what happens when it all gets taken away from you? What happens when the rug gets pulled out from under you? Okay? I know, because I've been there. I got into insane bad debt. My income was dramatically reduced. I couldn't pay the debt anymore. And I went into a bankruptcy over it, And it's only been maybe the last year and a half where I've actually finally started to recover. I mean, the bankruptcy was in 2020. It's 2026. And still I haven't recovered. My credit is still garbage. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm waiting for this stuff to fall off my credit report. You know what I mean? And that's the problem, is when you present yourself a certain way, but then things change, people are going to be like, so what? You had it all. And now you've fallen from grace, so tough shit. Yeah, So this is rough now. He's basically saying, so things have fallen apart. I'm not making as much money anymore. And now I can't even do my K-Cup orders on my coffee brand coffee. So now I want you to support me. Wait, what? What are you talking about? Why do your viewers on your quartering channel have to fix your coffee brand coffee issues? You're the one who decided to start a coffee company. Right? So any issues associated with it are your issues. So I get it. And again, this is the pot calling the kettle black because I made bad financial decisions. I had a big dip in income, and I would appeal to my audience saying, you guys are my only out. I don't know what else I could possibly do because I can't make my bills anymore. I can't even pay them anymore. So I've been in exactly the same situation. Okay? And it's awful. Let me tell you this. When you hit rock bottom and you're like, it doesn't look like there's a light at the end of the tunnel and there's no way out and you're going to start losing everything around you. Yeah, that's when my life was falling apart. My lowest years were like 2016, 2017. I was going through all that personally, and it was driving me nuts. And it made me do stupid things. And, you know, I'm just happy that my life has turned around. I've gotten out of that, you know. So the thing is, I can kind of see 100%. I can see where he's coming from. I can see that what I did also was wrong. And I've already, you know, said to my audience, yeah, it was wrong for me to put that onto the audience. I apologize for it. But I was at the, you know, that was rock bottom for me. I don't know what else I could have done. But the truth is, no one's going to care, right? Like, who's care? Why would anyone care that now your coffee company's falling apart? Dude, you're a millionaire. You've admitted it. People saw you make $50,000 a month on your YouTube channel alone. Why do they care that your coffee company's falling apart? So close it. Who gives a shit? Right? That's what they're going to respond. No one's going to care. When you're so much better off than everyone else, and then you say, I need help, people are going to be like, why? Like, why would I help you? Right? Why on earth would I help you? Of all people.
$300,000 in debt. It's almost like woke ain't the only ones going broke, unquote. That video was released in March, which appears to be the same month of this livestream where the mutual frustration Jeremy and his viewers had clashed.
Jeremy, your show is not worth all of your BS promotions I have to listen to. I'm done. Okay, 757 driver, first of all, I'm gonna ban you from chat, and you can suck my fucking ass, dude. I have been live streaming on a fucking Sunday for 3 fucking hours. Instead of spending time with my wife and relaxing, I have been streaming for 3 fucking hours. Sorry. Okay? Sorry if I'm trying to make a living. You can go fuck yourself. Okay? Fuck you. I don't have any time for that. You fuck off. I don't want you to watch my videos.
Give me your address so I can send you a spoon so you can eat the shit out of my ass. There you go. Very nice.
I hate you. You know how hard I work on my coffee company? I'm not like these other losers that just do dropship coffee. We have 15 people's jobs that depend on this. So I'm sorry if in 3 fucking hours of live streaming, I talked about it 3 times. I'm sorry.
In April, Jeremy released a video titled, Woke Psychos Try Destroying Local Business for Being Conservative and It Backfires, Hopefully.
You know, it's kind of become a meme on this channel of like, I'm under attack. Like, I get that.
This near 14-minute video is about Jeremy being disgruntled that he got a 1-star review. This is a 1-star review out of 36 reviews. The other 35 are all 5 stars. The review in question shows no indication that it was motivated by Jeremy's politics because the user is very specific with their criticism, citing the high price of $100 for 6 items in the package. These are 3 snacks of dubious quality, 2 small bags of coffee, and a reusable K-cup. As evidence that this user was politically motivated, he fed the response to Grok, Twitter's AI, and asked it if it was politically motivated. Jeremy then admitted he reported the review to Amazon. The comments on this video are vastly different than the last. They are still in the same spirit, but are cryptic with their messaging. Quote, the casino sends its regards, Quarter Pounder.
They must have been covering him
rule number
already.
1 of the internet. Never feed the trolls. The house always wins. Unquote.
You're asking them to do super chats. You're asking them to get channel.
All right, so this is it, the final arc, which is basically where we are today. We have about a half an hour left on tonight's stream, everyone, so we'll get about a half an hour further. And as long as the stream goes well, by the end of the stream, we will continue this and finish it on Thursday. So again, if you like the content, you want to see me continue, please support the stream tonight. Let's get some likes. Let's get some contributions for the reacting. Here we go.
Memberships. You're asking them to do memberships at thequartering.com, Rumblecast, watch the videos, watch the ads, and then they also have to buy the coffee? Like how much more do you need?
Content creators PPP and Andy Worski have been online for a very long time. They are internet jesters, and together they are the Kino Casino. Unlike Jeremy's prior opposition, their motivation for choosing their targets is not influenced by politics. They don't take themselves or their critiques all too seriously. They do accentuate the absurdity of infamous figures, covering their antics on their live streams spread across months, maybe even years. In Jeremy's case, they are the worst enemy to have because the Kino Casino does what Jeremy does, only infinitely better. Jeremy draws online stalemates by sheer attrition or manipulation. He uploads so many videos against his targets and selectively edits them that accurately responding to them all is unfeasible. Such was the case with Tolarian Community College and the H3 podcast. He can maintain his ironically skeptic audience with his deception, knowing that they will only ever watch his video on the matter. The Kino Casino, however, just like Jeremy, weaves narratives about creators they cover, where Jeremy is reliant on a handful of pejoratives that he uses indiscriminately. The Kino Casino is far more crude, specific, and unconcerned with their insults, as Jeremy would later find. At first, their coverage of Jeremy began in 2024. It was mostly through stories he was tangential to. If anything, they were following Styx Hexenhammer more. Interest in Jeremy grew when Styx failed to show up to his live show. This is when Jeremy found out live that his co-host had been arrested for domestic violence.
Whoa.
Jeremy then spent the rest of the stream attempting to bail him out, even asking if any audience members lived near Styx to walk over the documentation needed for bail. It was not until around April 2025 that the Kino Casino had an invested interest in the quartering. Again, partly because of Styx, who admitted to be working for Jeremy basically for free, likely to pay off his bail, and on a live show fell asleep.
He's not happy right now. He's staring at Styx, and Styx is just in a blissful dream state on drugs.
Wow.
What do we do with this guy?
This can't.
Look at quartering, bro. He's very displeased right now.
Jeremy fired Styx because of this blunder. The Kino Casino proceeded to cover Jeremy as one of their main targets.
Not Jeremy Hambley gifted a sub. If you're looking for a $5, you should stop throwing them across the internet. But thanks for $5. I'm not going to complain. You want to support the stream. Thank you. So it actually sounds to me like the whole Kino Casino putting their eyes on the quartering really wasn't because of the quartering. It's because they had heard of this antics of this Styx character. And the quartering just happened to hire the guy and was doing a show with him. And then the guy got into so many problems, right? And then that turned the camera towards him and his reactions and things like that. That's what it sounds like, right? Yeah, interesting.
Their coverage was on Jeremy's business-related videos, particularly the ones where Jeremy attributes political beliefs to anyone that negatively affected his business. Jeremy was now dealing with a truly declining channel, a possibly failing business, and the Kino Casino. This is likely why he uploaded this video on May 20th.
This year has been the most stressful, most difficult year of content creation that I've ever had.
Naturally, to counter the stress, Jeremy was tweeting about expanding his RC collection, teasing at more RC videos. On stream and his podcast with Melanie Mack, and now Hannah Claire, a former employee of Tim Pool, Jeremy would speak of buying watches for around $10,000. On separate occasions, he would talk about the customized Cybertruck he owns and how he's thinking of selling it. On Twitter, users pointed out how Jeremy was flaunting his wealth and weaponizing outrage even more for money. He simply responded with, "Stop being poor, F slur," as to only dig himself himself a deeper hole, he responded to the Kino Casino covering him, calling PPP the only guy fatter than him on the internet, and Andy Worski a burnt-out cokehead. Also adding, quote, "By the way, I'm happy to join these clowns any night on a stream," unquote. The Kino Casino, a live stream and clip channel much smaller than Jeremy, had successfully gotten his attention. Now that they have evidence that Jeremy is aware of their insults, they are motivated to cover him even more. Especially now that in June, he was continuing to flaunt his wealth by purchasing a massive saltwater fish tank. Only 19 days.
That's confusing. He's saying it's most challenging. This is the most challenging time I've ever had for the channel. You know, we have all these problems with the coffee, but then he showed off a giant fish tank that he bought. Why did he do that? You got to make the narrative at least make sense. Like, if you're going to say, I'm down on my luck right now, you can't then be showing that you bought expensive stuff. You know what I mean? The other thing that's a questionable point here that I forgot to bring up is that Joon the King said 2024, notably, what was it, June 2024, he had 71 million views on his YouTube alone. And that was the biggest year he ever had, was 2024. It was huge because of the election. So in reality, he made a lot of extra bank that year, right? Tons of extra bank. Now, it could be truthful. The next year is his worst year ever, but he just came off of his best year ever, then went to his worst year. You know what I mean? So it's not like, oh, I just had 3 bad years in a row. It was you literally had your best year you've ever had in your history as a creator, followed by your worst. You're not necessarily destitute, right? Unless he blew it all. Is he the kind of guy that the money is coming in and he's just immediately spending it all on the businesses? Like there is no actual saving. There's no investing. It's just immediate re-spending and reinvesting on more projects and things. And he's not liquid. Like, he's not liquid at all. It just all blows out the door. The moment it comes in, it's out again to spend on something else, which is bad, obviously. You don't want to be like that. So that's what's crazy. Like, so now it's his worst year ever. He probably assumed, oh, 2024 was my best year ever. We'll continue on this streak of great years. And then all of a sudden, 2025 hits and he's way down because the election's over. No one really cares. They don't want to talk about Trump anymore. So now he's floundering, and now he has to keep trying to find ways to raise money, and it's not working anymore, right? But then why would you show off, oh, I bought a fish tank? That, at least make the narrative make sense,
Jeremy uploaded a video titled, "I'm Destroying My Channel." In the video, Jeremy talks about having terrible anxiety, spending nearly every night thinking about how he's going to save his channel, while reminding his audience that his channel needs to succeed for the sake of his employees.
But I'll rely on YouTube, which has...
Thank you, Guitar Player, for a gifted membership. I appreciate that. We're in the home stretch of the stream, guys. Probably about 20, 30 minutes left, tops. And obviously, we're getting into the more recent things that you guys are probably going to want me to know more about, because I don't know anything about these. Again, I haven't followed any of this stuff. So thank you so much for the support. All right?
Extremely consistent for me over the past 5 years. For the first time in 3 or 4 years, I have started losing a lot of subscribers, hundreds, thousands a day. I couldn't figure it out. I can't figure it out.
Jeremy pleads to his audience, claiming he is reducing the amount of ad reads to 1 a day. As for his content, Jeremy wants to create in-depth videos and be wrong less.
I think the market has shifted, and it's no longer okay just to have to, just to read an article and give my, whoa, that's crazy. I need to be better. And to avoid having my wife sell her feet pictures, I have hired a researcher full-time.
To what? To avoid having his wife sell her feet pictures. I'm not even going to touch that one. I'm just going to pretend like he didn't say that. Let's continue.
I was having near daily anxiety. You see me squirming around, doing this, touching myself, like it's a weird tick, like touching my heart.
Jeremy was agitated, anxious, and one of the casino's prime targets on their July 4th stream. Here, they covered the previous month's happenings, even Jeremy's new, inferior Rumble contract.
So now what he has to do, because of his Rumble deal being changed, he has to show the Rumble subs, and he only gets half of that, honey.
Let's just say we took a pretty huge pay cut at the end of our Rumble contract. And
I wonder why.
Let's go to his most recent video and see if anything
That's
has changed.
what I was gonna do.
By the way, what's the title of this video?
Video?
Flight forced to emergency land for insane reasons. So it sounds really clickbaity to me. Okay, at least it didn't start with a coffee mug.
What's the thumbnail? Hang on, let's see the thumbnail. Let's see. I'm done.
I'm done flying forever.
What?
So it's just full on clickbait bullshit.
I mean, there's been so many creators that's been their content for the longest time. This clickbait, that's not even what the content of the video is. What is the content of the video? Do you think it will really be that? It's crazy, but that's what they've been doing for so long. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man. Okay.
The last chances to get your hands on a
there it is! Immediately he's shilling the coffee. How long did it take for him to shill the coffee?
35 seconds.
35 seconds. So we get literally no content before the shill.
Hey, listen, you guys can give me shit all you want for saying that I asked for contributions, which I do. Okay? I don't shill. I don't. You can't say DSP sits here and shills product all day. You can't. My product is what you're seeing right now. And if you like that product and you want more of it and you want to see it improve, support it. Period. I don't want you to buy a controller over here. I'm not shilling this controller here. I don't want you to buy a bunch of merch and shit. And the few times that I've had the merch, I barely mention it. Like, I just had shirts for like 6 to 8 months. I forgot mentioning. I never mentioned it. And they shut the store down on me because I stopped selling shirts. I actually stopped mentioning the shirts so much, they closed the store because it was making no profit. They didn't want to keep it open. You see? So at least the one thing you can say, I don't really shill any junk, right? You can complain that I ask for contributions too much, but you can't say I'm a shill who shills junk, right? I can't stand it. I hate it. There's people like I tell you guys all the time about like Angry Video Game Nerd. I used to be a huge fan of him, right? And back in the day, I used to watch all of his content. Didn't watch it for many, many years. And then every once in a while, people came in the chat and said, did you watch this video he made recently? It's doing well. I don't know. Let me go watch it. And I hit play. The beginning of the video, he's shilling. He's like, buy this, get this VPN, do this. I'm like, oh, God. Like, that's the antithesis of what content creation used to be back in the day. Now it's like, that's the only way, even for these people who inspired countless people to get by, is to shill junk, to shill the coffee, to shill the product, to shill Dollar Shave Club. How many people have Dollar Shave Club shit? It's always the same because these companies run the campaign and everyone jumps on the same campaign. So if one creator is doing it, every other creator is doing it, and it's so fucking obnoxious. To me, I would much rather hear a creator make content and then during the content say, hey, please support it, than say, hey, we're going to interrupt the content to bring you something you don't care about and, doesn't affect you at all, but buy it anyway. That drives me fucking nuts. The ad placement of a coffee or this shit would drive me way worse nuts than someone who is asking for some active support for what they've already provided for you in that content. I think it's completely different. That's my take. You can disagree. That's okay if you do. I don't like any advertisement, to be honest. I wish I never had to ever ask for a contribution. There's sometimes I never do. All right, but that's just my take on it. Big Mac, thank you for becoming a member here tonight. I appreciate that, Big Mac. Thank you so much. Okay.
First video.
On Kiwi forums, while much of Jeremy's board devolves into speculation, user Return of the Mac and Cheese, while still joining in on the speculation, would often upload clips from Jeremy's Rumble live streams, making sure to prioritize the release of new information, like Jeremy's bout with gout, his worries with YouTube demonetizing low-effort
gout. I can't believe someone would ever have gout. What a horrible thing. I mean, must be a terrible person to have that.
Content and detailed information on his coffee sales. The Kino Casino would credit and utilize Return of the Mac and Cheese research, making these segments more frequent and more popular.
The following will not be eligible for monetization. reused or repurposed videos, copied content. That seems the same to me. Low effort uploads.
He goes, oh.
By August, it was clear that Jeremy did not improve the quality of his content. Instead of...
And the truth is, none of it changed. That thing that they were just covering, none of it changed. YouTube claimed they were going to change the whole monetization system. They never did. So everyone just puts out the same exact content and it flies. So...
addressing its flaws, he once again turned the blame on YouTube, blaming the company for selectively lowering his channel's viewership. This is why he made the new channel, Quartering Live.
Used to have Quarter Cast, and there was like 70,000 subscribers on there, but YouTube shadow banned it, which has also been giving me immense stress.
Okay, no, it was shadow banned. The stress of the shadow bans. This is what every fucking political grifter says till the end of fucking time. I've been shadow banned. They're suppressing me in the algorithm.
Jeremy's Quartering Live channel has considerably less viewership than the Quartering. These uploads often get less than 1,000 views a video. With these tests effectively proving the shadow banning of his main channel was false, he was now claiming that the majority of internet traffic is fake.
My videos have basically remained the same quality for 12 years.
Oh my God!
That's the problem. buddy.
Imagine saying that out loud.
So you're saying, pal, that what worked in 2013 should work exactly the same in 2025? That's delusional, buddy.
I just think that there's something weird going on. Like, everybody collectively has had enough of the internet.
I'm going to be real.
No!
I love the internet rules. Okay, guys?
There's dead internet theory, which I do subscribe to, which basically, if I'm oversimplifying it, is that the majority of internet traffic is fake.
Jeremy was using all that he learned in the past 2 decades to attempt to resuscitate his channel, even using his oldest trick.
Have you ever thought to yourself, hey, somebody should be paying me to watch these videos? Well, I've heard you loud and clear, and that's exactly what this week's going to be.
Hey, Quartering, you dumbass. You're supposed to be a businessman that understands this. You know they're supposed to pay you for the streams? That's how you make money. You're not supposed to be paying them.
Yeah, what's he talking about?
Vanity project for you. Look at all the viewers we have that I paid for.
Yeah.
Jeremy was attempting to fall back on giveaways. Only YouTube had long reduced the influence subscribers have on creators. The Kino Casino covered this and were following Jeremy's financial decisions. Come late August, they also began covering Jeremy's many stories of involuntary bowel movements.
Only keep people for an hour. I'm totally off my game because I have anxiety diarrhea from you.
He has anxiety diarrhea. He has anxiety diarrhea.
I was trying to poop for an hour straight before the show, and then once it started...
Was it the 15 beers?
Why does he talk about this? Why does he talk about this stuff publicly? I'm lost. Why do creators insist upon telling their audiences about all of their personal ailments and the disgusting repercussions of them? I just don't get it. I don't. I told you guys, accidentally, well, not really accidentally, but without knowing the repercussions of what would happen, I told the internet I had a swollen foot. Turned out to be gout. That one thing people have now made fun of me for 11 straight years. Okay? Fair enough. I told everyone I had it. That's on me. You know I have post-nasal drip. Why? Because you could hear it in my older videos before I could press this drop button. And you couldn't hear what I was saying is what I said when I hit the drop button. You would hear me constantly clearing my throat, snorting. You had to know about that one because it was in my old content, right? I literally just muted right now as I cleared my throat. So you knew I had post-nasal drip, right? Outside of that, you probably don't know about anything else about any personal ailments that I have because I wouldn't share it with you if I had any, okay? I wouldn't. I learned my lesson. Like, you know, it's kind of embarrassing if you have personal ailments, even if it's not something that's your fault or you can control. Because there's people who have conditions that it's not their fault. It's not self-inflicted. It's just something medical they have and they can't help it, right? But if I sat here and I told you about all of it, I've now chosen to make that public knowledge. Now, that is ammo for someone to take into the public realm of public opinion. You know what I'm saying? And for them to now make fun of, to make, you know, to bring up all the time. It's why does he keep talking about this stuff in public? You know, and now the problem is the cat's out of the bag. Like, I can never deny that I have gout because you know it. So you'll know it till the end of time, right? But why on earth would you ever publicly bring this shit up ever? And it's not just him. It's a ton of these creators. They keep to all their personal shit keeps getting thrown out there. Why would you keep bringing it up? Stop. Stop talking about it. It's embarrassing.
He's on the porcelain throne. The porcelain Punisher is right.
I mean, I had diarrhea for like 5 straight months.
5
what?
straight months. These are the diarrhea files.
When I'm trying to really work on my gut biome, you know, as my well-documented nonstop diarrhea.
In September, the Kino Casino rediscovered the pinnacle of Jeremy's diarrhea-related stories. They uncovered the Walmart story.
The trail of smears.
This is the trail of smears. No, it really is the trail of smears. I hate to spoil it. It's amazing when we get to this.
To Jeremy, this was a step too far. The Kino Casino early September had both covered the Walmart story and dominated the search term Jeremy Hambly, so he renamed his podcast channel.
So if you search for Jeremy Hambly on YouTube, you'll see here that pretty much every single result is now for Kino Casino clip. We have completely taken over this guy's name. Now, we weren't intentionally doing this. This wasn't a plan by ours at all. Jeremy goes, yeah, when you search my name, it's literally only snark and bullshit. It's apparently now required. So Jeremy has rebranded the Quartercast to being Jeremy Hambly, the Jeremy Hambly show.
Help me take back the search results. Basically, people that want to spread like terrible misinformation about
Okay, what is the misinformation?
It's all people who used to watch me, and that's fine. Again, you're allowed to make all the content you want on me. You're just not gonna outrank me.
Jeremy was not only acknowledging the Kino Casino, but also reading their viewers' donations, emboldening them to join in.
What's everybody got going on this weekend? Have your daily diarrhea dump.
Have your daily diarrhea dump. Oh my God.
He knows.
A week later, with the Kino Casino still competing with the search term Jeremy Hambly, Jeremy was now using his main channel to outrank them. On September 17th, Jeremy on Twitter claimed that he has never even heard of the Kino Casino, while at the same time directly replying to their tweet asking to get on their show. When this did not work, he tagged both PPP and Andy Worski. Unable to take out his frustration on them, he instead settled for his employees.
Oh wait, the White House. Did the White House actually post this?
There's a lot of deep fakes around, so who knows?
But they have the White House at the end.
Yeah, but
anyone could cut that, right?
Yeah.
Shut up, bitch.
But what if this is the thing? Like and you saw this with like everything Gavin Newsom's doing right now. Like there's so much push to get better at social media. I mean, I sent Jeremy a post.
She just kept on going with the, I called you a bitch, and you just ignored it completely.
What?
In late October, the Kino Casino grew even more aggressive with their coverage of Jeremy. Their fans...
What happened? I have no clue what happened in that clip. They were covering a normal story. He called her a bitch for no reason. She ignored it. And then he called her out on it. What happened there? I don't even know what just happened. I'm lost. It doesn't seem like there was context either. Just like out of nowhere. Huh? I can't really comment on it. Was that a staged thing? I don't know what happened. Did it ever get explained? I'm confused.
Their part.
Jeremy's a Ukraine supporter. No. Oh, I do like your username though. The Porcelain Punisher.
All of this attention towards Jeremy was going to pay off, especially as he continued to post information related to his earnings.
Why is he doing that?
When he showed his previous 30 days of earnings on Rumble, amounting to 26,000. That's not all. He also got 6 million viewers and 195,000 hours viewed by those viewers. Though Jeremy streams 4 hours on end, these stats meant that a viewer, on average, watched only 1 minute and 47 seconds of his content. Something is not quite right about these stats. Noel, the owner of Kiwi Farms, then posted his stats as a direct comparison. Quote, both of us are showing you the last 30 days. Let's do a quick comparison. Jeremy gets approximately 48 times more views, but only 5.6 times as much money. Jeremy gets approximately 48 times more views, but only 2.75 times the watch hours. What is driving me crazy is the last part, 2.75 times the watch hours, unquote. Regardless of Jeremy's peculiar stats, he has now shown that through one revenue source, he has made $26,000, spending more than half of that in November on an RC track.
What kind of dirt?
Oh my God. Again, he's flaunting what he's spending money on. So basically, what's happening is he can't stop trying to flaunt success, right? Look what I'm doing on Rumble now. But then people immediately use what he provided. He provided the information to the internet. No one would have known this if he didn't decide to do it. He provides the information to the internet. They deep dive it. And then they go, oh, well, guess what? You're actually not as successful as you think, because why do other people have higher CPM than you? CPM is essentially how much money you make per a certain amount of views. Why is everyone else making more money than you? Well, because no one watches your content for more than a minute. They click it. It's clickbait. They immediately realize it's clickbait. They stop watching you. So you don't make a lot of money. As opposed to other people, they'll click your content, they'll watch it, and oh, I'll stay for 5-10 minutes. And then you'll make more money that way. But for him, literally people stay for 1 minute and then they're out the door because they realize it's all clickbait, so he doesn't make money on it. So he's self-embarrassing himself by providing the information that can then be deep dived and, dug into to find out truly how successful the guy really is. Is he successful? He is. But he acts like he's a giant dude, a big, successful bigwig, when in reality, other people are keep exposing the cracks in the story. Then he goes ahead and says, oh, well, I bought an RC car track. Why? Why did you do that? You keep saying you're not doing well, but then you are doing well. Then you say, help me because I need the help because I'm under attack. And then you say, by the way, I just spent $26,000 on an RC car track. So it's a bouncing back and forth of two completely separate stories. It doesn't jive,
Well, we use what they call baseball mix, like what they use for baseball diamonds. How much? Well, it was about $10,000 to do this. If you do it yourself, probably going to be $4,000 to $5,000. That shipping container was like $5 or $6 grand, and I installed vents and solar lighting on the top, and inside I've run power, but I'm not going to include that. That's like a luxury.
He's not even going to get to use it even one time. I don't know if this is going to survive the winter.
Think about it. $10,000 for the track, $4,000 for the shipping container.
Yeah, why'd he do this?
$14,000. How much is he asking for the
he said
GoFundMe?
14 grand.
Jeremy was indeed fundraising that amount of money for an upcoming trip.
I bought the equipment so that we could do our show live. I want to be able to interview like Russell Brand,
So,
Jack Posobiec.
He just admitted he already bought all the equipment. Okay.
Help us do this. I would be eternally thankful. And then we would also have all the equipment to do more live events.
But you already
so we
bought
would have
the equipment.
all the equipment.
Yeah. You already bought the equipment. You just told us you bought the equipment. What the fuck is this?
This is fucking a scam, bro. Okay, here we go.
You guys can help us out with something because it cost about $14,000 for me to pay for the crew and to buy the equipment to go out there.
No, for us to
all
pay.
the equipment's here and
What the hell?
paid for.
Okay, so
and,
all the equipment's here and paid for, so why do you need our money again?
Even though Jeremy mentioned he already bought all of the equipment, he would still include it in the fundraising costs. Perhaps Jeremy was reluctant to spend more money because of the failure of the Publica and the downturn in coffee sales. His yearly Advent coffee calendar sold 3,500 units in 2024. He does not think he will surpass 500 sales for it in 2025. Lucky for Jeremy, 2 donators made up the cost for the trip. Jeremy was going to AmericaFest, or AmFest for short, an annual convention hosted by Turning Point USA, and the Kino Casino was going to cover clips of it, analyzing 30 minutes of footage through 3 hours of live streaming. They covered the awkwardness of attendees walking up and interrupting the quartering's crew to get free bags of coffee that were laid out in front of their set. They also covered how Jeremy's setup was a fire hazard that he had to address. The Kino Casino also noted how little leeway Jeremy was getting, believing him to be a very unimportant attendee. Jeremy brought on guests, spoke of the convention and fumbled much, to the extent that he misnamed his guest from the organization Gays Against Groomers as Gays for Groomers.
So we've got someone from Gays for Groomers.
Gays for Groomers. Oh, no. He said he's from Gays for Groomers. Something has genuinely made me crack up during the documentary. He said his guest is from Gays for Groomers. Oh no. That's like a comedy bit in a movie, or you know what I mean? That he got it wrong. Oh no. I'm breaking down. And we're not done. We only have a couple minutes left. Let's do just a few more minutes for tonight. Oh my god. Gays for Groomers.
Oh no, it's the same one.
No,
that's the same one.
Context.
You're like a new viewer, and you don't know that he mumbles and mush mouths, and you go, "He's having who on?"
And then there was this interaction.
Melanie and I will be watching the football game tonight, and Hannah
What the fuck?
Hannah Claire is like, what the fuck? I haven't been invited to this football game.
will be going
Look at her
somewhere
face.
family orientated.
I can't watch football with you guys.
You can.
Wow.
Oh.
No, but yeah, come, please.
Is that what it is?
And Hannah Claire will probably be going
Watch.
somewhere family.
Look at his face.
That was a plea. Bring it back. Did she actually mouth help me to her? Like, it almost seemed like it, bro.
Oh my god, wait. Hang on.
No, she did.
Melanie and I
No,
will be
I
watching
think
the
she
football
might
game
have.
tonight, and Hannah Claire will probably be going.
Whoa! My I think that might be where we call it for tonight. Ooh. I'm in pain right now. Like I said, I don't like watching this stuff. I don't like reality TV. I don't like watching this kind of stuff because of secondhand embarrassment. You know what I'm saying? We just saw it. That wasn't fabricated. That was real. That actually just really happened, right? We're not blind. We didn't imagine it. Yes, that actually just really happened. Okay. Well, like I said, that is the end of tonight's stream. All right. We are pretty much right in position. We're at 2 hours and 40 minutes. So there is less than an hour left. And we have been going at an average of an hour a night. So it looks like, yes, next stream, we will finish this. Okay? So, no, I can't. No. Gar says finish the clip. No. No, I'm not. I actually refuse to. I can't right now. I need to calm down. I need to cool off. I told you, I don't like secondhand embarrassment. I don't. And I can't handle it right now. That just happened. Like, I thought they were going to say, oh, look, did she say help me? And then they're like, nah, and then they gloss by it. No, she actually did. We just saw it. You can't, that's not even deniable. That's not even being like, oh, that's speculation that happened. It's a maybe, we're guessing. It's likely, but there's no evidence. No, that evidence literally just happened. No, exactly. Is it a bad acid trip? No, it's not a bad acid trip. It's not. So anyway, I'm like speechless about it. And I know here's the thing is that we're heading to the finale, right? This is the next part, because that was what, November of 2025. So we're heading into the last 6 to 7 months now of all the crazy stuff that's been going on. And I can't imagine if that's what we're seeing now, you know what I mean? In truth, I'll be honest with everyone here, okay? I actually don't think, with all the stuff there, what has been the worst stuff has been grift. The quartering always has a new grift. It doesn't matter what it is. There's always new things he's moving to, he's asking money for, yet he always has money, right? It's not like he's destitute or anything. He's always having, never really having money issues, but always saying he is, or he's under attack so that he can get more money for a new project, for a new thing. But then he flaunts his money. That's the weird part about it all, is that the people kept buying the narrative. The narrative is, I'm always under attack. I'm always losing viewers. I'm losing subs. I'm losing on this. You know what I'm saying? So what kills me is the major issue that I think anyone would have with the guy up to that point was his grit. But now, just tonight, like only in tonight's content, we've seen this weird narrative that he's latching on to women on the internet, creators on the internet. He's talking oddly about them. He's talking oddly to them. He's getting a history of getting inebriated and saying embarrassing things. You know what I'm saying? It's continued. It's a big pattern, right? And that, for me, like that is like the culmination. Like what just happened there? And I guess what we'll do when we resume, we will address that. We'll talk about we'll speculate. What do we think actually just happened there? Because that's just pretty crazy to me. What actually just happened? That's why I don't even want to start addressing it, because we're at the end of tonight's stream. Let's save that for the finale. We'll open with the analyzation of that clip. 2 minutes, 40 seconds is where we are in the documentary. We'll open by analyzing that clip and what happened, or speculating about what happened, and then we'll continue on and we'll finish it up. All right? Because to be honest with you, all right, up to now, I would say, listen, you have every right to dislike Jeremy. You don't like his grift. You don't like that he's controversial. He attacks people on the internet. He causes problems. All of that. That's, I guess, a subjective thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you just don't like the guy for grifting and wanting money, okay, I get it. All right? Obviously, there's enough people out there that do like him and like his content enough. They don't care. So what's the big deal? But now we're jumping into another topic entirely. Okay? I received an anonymous $5 tip. Enjoying the content. Would love to see more of this kind of stuff in the future. Well, thank you for $5. I appreciate that very much. That's our final tip of the night. So thank you for that. At least looks like that's going to be our final tip of the night. All right. So the big finale. Well, first of all, I'd like to say thank you to everyone who is here live. Thanks for the engagement. Thanks for the likes. Thanks for the support. Thanks for the interactions. I hope that you're enjoying, right? One final night awaits us this Thursday night. All right. Coming up, we will do the final part of this. Okay. All right, ready? The final piss off will happen this Thursday. this Thursday, May 14th, same time, same place. I hope that you will come and see the finale of this 4-part major React event here on DSP Reacts this coming Thursday. All right. Okay. And we'll open with that and we'll continue on and we'll finish it. And holy moly. Like, seriously, it's just something else. It really is. This has been a wild thing. Again, going down the rabbit hole like this has been insane. So, all right. So that is it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. So I know for those who are watching this archived as a video on demand, you won't care. But for those who are here live, tomorrow it's gaming again all day. It's a level 1 podcast in the morning to discuss my initial thoughts on the Steam controller, to talk about Directive 8020, to talk about the reacting and everything going on. And then we're going to do more Pokemon Fire Red post-game. And tomorrow night, it's the conclusion of Mouse PI for Hire, which is why the conclusion of this project will be this coming Thursday night, May 14th. And we'll finish this sucker up. Okay? All right, guys. So thank you again to everyone who was here, who supported, who attended, engaged. You're awesome. Let's take a look. I think I'm going to send you guys right now on Kick over to Mad TV. Be sure to say what's up to him, and hopefully he's having a good night, and hopefully you guys will have a good night with him. All right? I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. All right, I'm sending those Kick viewers over. Okay. And YouTube viewers, always, I want to say thank you, especially to you guys, because you guys got to understand the Kick viewers, they're on the same place. You guys are coming to a new channel or an old channel for some of you, and you've been here for 3 straight streams of it, and you've been great, a great audience. I really appreciate that. And hopefully you'll be here on Thursday for the finale, okay? Or go back to DSP Gaming tomorrow, and we'll do fun gameplay all day long. All right, everybody? Thank you so much, everyone. Have a good evening, and I will see you all tomorrow morning. Peace out.